up, Lincoln.
Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine, rise and shine.
It's time for Early Break with Sip and Jake, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
Did seem kind of meh.
And Steve Sipple.
Surprisingly good.
This is Early Break with Sip and Jake, sponsored by Gaina Trucking.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday to you, Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen. Early break, full show ahead. 18 days away from kickoff in Dublin. Sip can already taste the Guinness. I can taste that plus
What? What? The rain?
corned beef and cabbage, some rain,
Yeah,
all that good stuff.
This is not a complaint. This is an observation. Good morning, by the way.
What's the observation?
No press box.
Oh, so where do you sit at?
I
The
think there's some
stands?
tables set up. I hope it rains.
You can sit by me in the stands if you want.
I'm-
I'll leave you alone as much as humanly possible.
It would be fun to do that. I don't know if it'd be. Yeah, I could do it. I mean, you know, though, in our shoes, we got to tweet nonstop and all that.
Robin looked down and see you just chugging a pint with me, saying, "Oh, yeah, that's fine. Everything's good."
My Sipple's shirt off. It's not very professional.
He's whipping in the air.
It's not very professional.
Well, you know, it's the first game of the season. When it's foreign ground, there's no rules here. There's no rules.
Thank you to Bagels and Joe for this
Yes.
magnificent coffee.
The coffee. We are both working long hours,
Mhm.
which is standard right now. But coffee and caffeine is essential. It's not just something that you have. It's essential right now.
Yeah, it is essential. We're grinding through.
I don't
just
know if
fine.
I could make it through these shows without coffee right now.
You better get
I
a
think I was
nap
up
in.
till midnight last night
Ooh,
working.
ooh.
Well, I had golf league, so I
Okay.
I had 2.5 hours of fun. And then I went home at 9:30 and worked until about midnight after that, and I took a shower. So
Well, you know what?
here I am. Here we are.
If you're doing
We're
what
doing radio.
if you're doing what you love, it's not.
That's right. It's just lack of sleep. We're good to go though. Keep us company as always. 402-464-5685. You can watch this on the Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter streams. The show is sponsored as always by Gaina Trucking. Yesterday's Sip after practice heard from a lot of defensive guys. Eric Shenander, Travis Fisher, more guys than that. Some defensive players. You were there. Eric Shenander seemed pretty happy with the performance of the defense in the scrimmage on Saturday. Forced a couple turnovers there, he said. Anything else that he said that stood out to you? I have audio.
Yeah.
I got audio.
Yeah. A lot.
There's a player that's making a big leap. As you've said this all offseason, to be fair. You've said this name a lot. Colton Feast.
Oh, I was going to say O'Shawn Matthews.
Well, oh wow, what a surprise he is to make a leap. He's expected to be a leap.
Yeah, Colton Feast. Whereas last Thursday was sort of a Ramir Johnson day at the media gathering. Yesterday was started to have the feel of a Colton Feast day as people start to familiarize themselves with him a little bit more. I said yesterday that if there was a preseason depth chart that was in-house that you could imagine, my guess is Colton Feast would have been on the one line. Now, he's probably still on the one line, by the way, with Devin Drew not here.
Yep.
I think Colton Feast. Now, Colton Feast is a junior from UTAN. He's a walk-on. And he played a lot last year, but was then he played in 8 games. He was hurt the first 2 and the last 2. I don't think he was full go during the 8. They've had their eye on him for some time. Shenander told me in the springtime that he's a beast. He's fast. That sounds weird, right? So you'd say, why does that even matter? Well, he's on special teams. He plays special teams as a defensive
As a
lineman.
lineman.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. He's a he's 6'3", 280. And he's on special teams because he's fast. So yeah, he's a bit of a freak. And they did talk. They did talk a lot.
Here's
about
Eric Shenander yesterday. How does a guy Colton Feast go from a walk-on to a possible starter? Eric Shenander yesterday after practice.
I think you just got to show up every day and show everybody that you're better than the guys that we picked for scholarships, and that's happened throughout our tenure with the a few different guys. Some of it happens on special teams, some of it on offense or defense, and Colton Feast has just shown that he belongs with the starters and or that first rotation.
These are the stories that happen a lot at Iowa and Wisconsin. Guys aren't exactly, I'm not saying it's always walk-ons, but
point.
Unheralded players coming in as 2 or 3 stars, guys that are, nice additions. Maybe they're even walk-ons. They might be walk-ons at those schools. But they just find guys that no one else recruits or talks about, and they become great players. And stories like this, if Colton Feast does become a starter or a guy that does play significant minutes, which is expected this season, and is a good contributor to the team and makes a bunch of tackles and is someone you see on the field, not just as a guy that plugs a hole, but makes some plays.
He'll make plays.
That's how teams go from bad to good. You have more stories like that where guys are coming up through the cracks and surprising you. Good surprise, not bad surprise. Good surprise.
Yeah, you're right. You're fully correct.
Thank you.
Now, if you were to create a depth chart going into the season, you probably put Colton Feast on the 1 line I said, and then Devin Drew would be on the 2 line. Devin Drew's not here yet. He's finishing up. Basically, it's just a transcript matter. No, there's no matter that will hold this up completely. It's just held up his arrival a little bit. It's August 9th. I think he'll be here today if he wasn't here yesterday. Now, when he starts practicing, I don't know exactly when that will be.
Okay, so stay right there then.
I will.
If he's here today or tomorrow, that's going to be either 17 or 18 days away from kickoff. Who knows what condition he's in, what shape he's in. Right. I'm assuming he's kept in shape, hopefully. There's no guarantee there he's in football shape right now.
No, there's not. You're right.
So, and this is a guy that when you got him in this offseason, we were pretty excited about. You get Stephon Wynn, you get O'Shawn Mathis, you get Devin Drew. Excited to reinforce what was like a pretty rough defensive line area, right?
Yeah.
Now, if Devin Drew's not ready to go right away, if he needs a couple weeks before he plays, if he can't play against Northwestern, and it takes the next couple of games before he's ready to go. How does it make you look at that defensive line?
Well, not as good. It's onus on Feast. And onus on guys like Ty Robinson and Nash.
Hutmacher.
Yeah, Nash Hutmacher. Onus on Stephon Wynn. Onus on Mosai Newsome. And I wouldn't go much further than that. I talked to Ruquan Buckley, who I believe is a redshirt freshman this summer, and I've told you, he flat told me he wasn't ready for Big Ten football yet. Maybe he feels more ready, but the guys we mentioned are the guys. So, yeah, you need another guy. Drew would be great. Now, Drew, okay, so August 9th, if he's going by the 12th, he might be able to get himself ready enough to play, I don't know, 5 to 10 snaps at Northwestern. That'd be my guess.
It's not much.
No,
it's something.
Yeah, it would help. But I didn't anticipate this. I thought he was going to be here right at the end of July. Maybe not on the day they reported, which was the July 27th, but maybe the day after or so. I thought he'd be here by August 1. So this is a surprise.
This is 8 days late right now.
Yeah, a surprise to me. Although I haven't covered this football team for a quarter century, I can tell you this stuff happens a lot. Over the course of time, there's always been this. There's always been almost, 2 out of every 3 camps, it seems like you're waiting for a guy or guys to get in camp. And it doesn't have to be a major ordeal. It really doesn't. People kind of do this where they talk about it every day, but he'll get here and he'll get in shape and he'll probably be out there against Northwestern. But his value will increase as the season goes on. Tim,
hang on, Tim.
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry.
I want to read a text before that.
I would like
this is from Greg in South Dakota.
Okay.
Ready?
Hello,
On
Greg.
the text line, he says, I coached against Feast in high school, and he was so dominant, Colton Feast.
Okay.
The difference in his story is that he stuck around somewhere for 4 years and worked hard.
Mhm.
In the age of transfers, there are so many like him that would be at UNK or SDSU now instead of earning his starting spot at Nebraska.
Sing that tune.
Boom. Thank you,
Sing
Greg.
it.
Yes, I'll sing it.
There's
do you sing
nothing wrong. This is funny. I want to say something funny. There's nothing wrong with sticking it out. Yeah. Now we're in a day and age where you have to defend sticking it out. Wow, what a nut!
That guy stayed there.
Why
for
didn't he
4
just?
years.
Why didn't he just quit? Why didn't he just quit and go somewhere where it's easier? Because that's what we do now, right? Isn't that what we celebrate?
Yeah, exactly.
No. I'm joking around here. Sort of. Colton Feast at UTAN did create havoc as a defensive tackle. He led UTAN to the Class C2 state title as a senior. UTAN handed Centennial its only loss. Yeah, he had 110 tackles. He had 22 TFLs. Hello. That's a big boy in the backfield. So, yeah, I'm glad we're talking about him. I'm glad you like that type of story. It is an important type story. I do love it when guys like that stick it out. It's not just walk-ons. I loved it. I loved Markel Dismuke. I loved Markel Dismuke's mom for that reason, because Markel Dismuke out there in California, he went to I think he was Long Beach, but then he went to that school where the Kardashians live out there.
I have no idea what school they're from. Listen, come on.
Just get.
I don't know where the Kardashians
I know you
live.
work a lot, but there's a town.
Newport Beach?
No.
I'm trying.
God.
Listen, you think I've ever watched the Kardashians in my lifetime?
Anyway,
You're crazy. I've never done it.
Anyway, back to the point. Markel Dismuke's mom, who drove a city bus, told him, "No, you're not coming home. Your story at Nebraska is not over."
Talking about Calabasas?
Yes, I am. Nice. Good job.
Like the Calabasas boys,
You
Keyshawn
got
Johnson
that, yeah.
Jr.
Well, he was a Calabasas.
Was
boy.
Chebbia from Calabasas too?
Yeah, and all
Yes,
those guys
yeah,
turned
exactly.
tail.
Those friends left.
All those guys turned tail. Right?
Calabasas.
Markel Dismuke, his mom said, "No, you're not. No, you're staying."
And he stayed here.
And then what happened?
He started.
He was a starter. Became a critical player for Nebraska. 2 years. 2-year starter. Played one of those years hurt. I mean, played it with a shoulder stinger where he couldn't maneuver his body to make certain tackles because he was in pain. But he played. Oh, I love him. He's one of my all-time favorite players.
Let's get a call from Tim on the Honda of Lincoln hotline, 402-464-5685. Tim, you're on early break. Go ahead.
Hey, so Sip, you're saying that it's okay for the guys to transfer to us, but they can't. No. I'm just joking.
No, that's
joking.
actually
guys.
Yeah, I got you.
Guys, forget what that, if that text or whatever, if they were joking about that. I don't know if they were or not, but now day and age in college football, you shop the transfer portal. You grab kids from other schools. You fill your positions like NFL draft boards do, and that's just the way it goes. And you got your NIL going along with it too. So the day and age of recruiting is different, So you're exactly right. Let's let these kids filter in. I've looked at what Scott is trying to do, and I really hope it's working. He's bringing in kids. The kid he got from TCU is a stud, obviously. He's bringing in a couple other kids on the offensive line to help filter in through the transfer portal. But, I got two questions for you guys, and I won't make this a drawn out call like you usually do. So my first and I'll just ask them real quick and I'll let you guys answer. My first question is, if you're just going to judge overall job performance, if we compare Eric Shenander as a head coach and Eric Shenander as our DC, and then Scott Frost as our head coach, you know what, guys? I'm gonna give Eric Shenander a pat on the back before I'm gonna get Scott Frost. And I know that sounds crazy because you can say, well, Scott Frost brought Eric Shenander to his staff. But if you look at what has produced overall over the last 2 years, what have we built? It's been a defense. And I'm not saying the offense hasn't done its part, but I'm really, really impressed with what Shenander is doing. And I hope and pray that we can continue to improve the defense and we can keep him as our DC, because the better our defensive gets, the more eyes he's going to be popping and other guys are going to be interested in, other teams. My next question for you guys is, I'm looking at our schedule. Now, I'm not trying to jump the gun. I'm not trying to say, oh, I think we can go this and this and this. But the backside of our schedule is so loaded with talent and teams that I don't know how we're going to fare against. So is it crazy to think, guys, that we need to be 6-1, 7-1 heading into those final 4 games? What's your guys' take?
Thank you, Tim. I addressed this, I think, last week. As Tim said, Nebraska's November is tough. Minnesota, Michigan, Wisconsin, Iowa. That is tough. If you are a program, Sip, that has not made a bowl game since 2016, it is vital. I believe it is vital that Nebraska is bowl eligible going to November. I've said that, so that's 6 wins. That's 6-1 at that point? 5 games. Yeah, that'd be. I agree with Tim.
You might be 7-1.
Okay, I think 6-2. I think is important.
6-2.
This team has to be bowl eligible going to November, or else you're heading towards a very, very, very rocky road.
But now,
which I
due respect here, you're assuming losses in the last 4.
Well, the best chances for losses are your last 4.
Right.
That's your best chances.
I don't think that Nebraska should fear Minnesota, Wisconsin, or Iowa.
I don't. Well, I'm not saying they fear them, but those teams have beaten you a collective 15 or 18 straight times collectively.
Yeah. That's
8
fair.
Wisconsin,
That's
7
fair.
Iowa, 3 Minnesota. Touche. Exactly.
Yeah, you hammered me on the
I
head.
mean, they're not unbeatable, but you haven't beat them for a collectively 18 straight times.
Yeah, I can't push back on your point.
So if you want to beat those teams and make this season get better than we thought it could be, you got to be 6-2 going to November, which is a huge ask when you went 3-9 and you haven't made a bowl game since 2016, which is why we always return to how vital it is you win in Dublin.
I don't think. Yeah. Nobody disagrees with that. I don't think you got to be 6-2. I think it would help to be 6-2. But 6-2, and then if you lose those 4, I don't think Scott would be back under those circumstances.
Yeah,
that's why I don't believe getting just merely getting to a bowl with 6 wins would do the trick as far as what Trev wants.
Yeah,
I don't. You know what? And when I say that, I also say it in the context of Scott Frost. I don't think that's what Scott Frost wants. I don't think he wants 6-2 and losses in the last 4.
No,
I don't think he'd stomp his feet and say, "Damn it, I should be back after that." I don't think Scott would do that. I don't think his staff would do that. I don't think in year 5 those guys at 6-6 with losses in the last 4 are going to be pounding the table saying, "See, we deserve to be back." I don't think they'll do it.
Yeah,
those guys are competitive guys.
Think about how the mindset could change in just 1 month. 6-2. All right. What, we're bowl eligible? We actually we have a good chance of a great season.
You got to remove,
and you lose the last 4.
Yeah, you have to always keep in mind how hotly competitive these guys are. They don't want that. That's not what they want. You think that's what they want?
No, they want more. They
want more than that.
They want more than
they
that.
want 6-2 with 2 wins down the stretch, or 3 wins down the stretch. How about 6-2 with 3 wins down the stretch?
Yeah. How about that?
I mean, the game
9-3.
Do I need to go back to Bill Callahan here? The game's to remember. The game's November.
You need to do Billy C more often. We don't have enough Billy C on this show. We don't have enough.
That. Thank you to Tim Chenander's defense. Tim has gotten incrementally better. Okay, now incrementally, they've been pretty small increments, though. All right, they're 58th in rush defense nationally last year. That's okay.
Yeah,
that's not great. And they faltered against the run, Tim, down the stretch. I mean, if you think about Wisconsin and Braylon Allen averaging 10 yards a carry and getting about whatever he wanted, it seemed like late in that game, and then Goodson popping off a long run in that Iowa game when they absolutely couldn't afford that, and they played well as a whole. And as Scott said, Tim, Scott Frost, the head coach, has said the defense did its part to put us in position to win almost every game. Okay, they did that. But they also the defense also faltered at times in big moments. That you also have to acknowledge that. And 58th against the run isn't where you want to be. 56 overall isn't where you want to be. They have gotten better. And I do like this defense a lot. I just am concerned about the run stopping element. I love the inside linebackers, but they've been pushed around in the run game a little bit.
But you know what? Still, even though I'm with you on all that, but if someone had to, if you were asked many people, hey, what went wrong last year? They wouldn't say it was defense. They wouldn't say in 3-9 the defense was the problem, right? How many times in a 3-9 season, if you ask that question, are you not pointing right to the defense? How many times?
Last year?
I'm saying if you ask a general fan, hey, what went wrong in 2021? I don't think many people go right to the defense starting off. They don't say, oh, the defense flamed out. It wasn't the defense. I mean, yeah, you're right. They weren't perfect. Obviously, they weren't perfect at 3-9. They made mistakes, but you're right. I don't think anybody would tell you,
I don't think there's any
number one, the defense was the problem. I don't think so.
No, I'd say Wisconsin, wouldn't you?
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, the guy averaged 10 yards a carry.
One game, though? For a 9-loss team?
It might be one.
Right. You don't point to the defense. They're not elite. They're not bad. They're pretty good.
Well, go through it. Illinois. I mean, it wasn't
collective.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it was collective.
Suck. Just collective suck.
You're right.
There.
You're right.
All three phases.
You're right.
Horrendous.
I agree. Oklahoma, no way you can point to the defense.
Nope.
Michigan State, hell, the defense was
incredible that day.
Michigan, not great. It wasn't a great defense.
Good enough, though.
Okay.
Good enough.
Minnesota, no way you can put that on the defense, right?
No, 28 points, right? What they scored?
Minnesota scored 30, but
30. Okay.
But the offense.
Nebraska's offense sucked that day.
Purdue, 4 interceptions.
Yep.
Ohio State, hell, they were.
No, the defense was great
in that game.
Awesome that
Great
day.
in that game.
Awesome.
At Wisconsin, no, though.
Okay.
I mean, that was
that's that one for sure. Though.
Iowa special teams.
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah.
No one would point to the defense last year as the problem.
I'll go
1.5 of 9.
Okay, yeah,
of 9.
Yeah, 1.5.
That's unheard of for a 9-loss team.
Yeah, and I misspoke, by the way. Nebraska's defense was 47th, not 56th overall. Total defense, 47th. My bad. Chris,
pretty good. Let's get a call from Chris at the Baldwin Shop, 464-5685. Chris, you're on early break. Go ahead, man.
Good morning, Steve, Jake. How are you guys?
Well,
today?
It's great to hear your voice. It was great to hear Tim's voice. We have our big guns this morning, and we appreciate that.
Boy, yeah, Tim had some good points there and some good questions.
He did.
Boy, you guys, isn't this fun though?
Yes.
Isn't this fun trying to put this puzzle together?
Yeah, it is.
And we don't have any pressure on us, Steve, Jake, but those coaches do.
Speak for yourself.
Oh, Steve. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm in a different business over here, aren't I?
I'm joking. I don't. Hey, Tim or Chris, I don't have pressure. What do you got? What's on your mind?
Well, we were talking about the defense. I love I like parts of our defense. There's a lot of question marks there. I've always been a big fan of Luke Reimer.
Yes.
I just think that looked like a football player from the minute he stepped on the field. A nose for the ball. Steve, Jake, he reminds me of a linebacker there in the mid 70s that didn't have the most athletic ability, named Cleet Pillen, that ended up being the Big 8 Defensive Player of the Year in 1976.
Oh yeah.
Just the same type of player.
Yeah.
Same type of player. Nick Hendrick really surprised me last year with his performance. But no, you guys, Tim was talking about the backside of the schedule. Now, you guys, that's relatively speaking, it looks pretty tough. But you know what? If you guys noticed the coaches poll that came out yesterday,
yes,
there's only one Big Ten West team rated. That's Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
There's not much respect there. Oklahoma, kind of surprising, was number 9 with all the people they lost. Wisconsin, I think, was around 17 or 18. You guys might have to fact check me on that.
Wisconsin was 20th in the poll.
Pardon, Jake?
20th in that top 25.
20th.
20.
And that's the top, and that's the best the Big Ten West could do.
Yep.
You know, Iowa not rated, which kind of surprised me a little bit, but you know they've had struggles with the offense over there and the running game, and at least until they play us. But yeah, guys, I'm you know what, the schedule to me is if we're talking compared to, you know, in the Southeast Conference, which I hate to do, compare it there, but you know, come on, you guys, we're playing teams that we ought to be competing with. Yeah, you know, I mean,
yes, I totally agree.
No doubt about that.
We ought to be on an even plane with these teams at least, if we're Nebraska. You know, I mean, that's all there is to it, and especially this year, in the 5th year of this regime. You know, I think these coaches realize they've got to do that too. So, but it's going to be a fun year. You know, Steve, Jake, what do you guys think? Is number 6 for Michigan a little high?
No, I don't think so, Chris. I think I'm saying Michigan is a guaranteed 10-win team. It's just how much more than 10 can they get to 12?
Yeah,
I love them.
Steve, when
I
you
love
think
them.
about it, they're probably right. I think the only non-conference tough one they have is Washington, and I don't think that Washington team is capable of playing with Michigan.
Pretty friendly schedule, Chris. Pretty friendly schedule.
I agree. And I'm still, Steve, Jake, I'm still looking forward to that Ohio State Notre Dame game on Labor Day weekend. That looks fun. I think Notre Dame's rated 5th. Which I thought might be a little high, but with the new coaching staff and everything, but we'll see. But guys, hey, let's face it, it's going to be a fun year, and I'm like Mike Schaefer. I just absolutely don't know what to expect this year. I really don't. I hope we get pleasantly surprised, but you know what? We're going to get our answers in about 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks here down the road. But anyway, Steve, Jake, great show, and we're all listening up here at the shop. I'm going to hang up and listen to the rest of the show.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate that.
Quickly on Luke Reimer, I think I mentioned it yesterday, Jake. You got to remember, I'm an older gentleman, and we repeat ourselves. But Reimer, right after the season, last season, had surgery on his hip. Right after the season, the week after the season. Then in late February, he went to Houston for a sports hernia surgery. He had 2 off-season surgeries. He told me, I don't recommend that for anyone.
Well, that sounds terrible.
2 off-season surgeries. He's on crutches most of the off-season. He played all, I just want to emphasize, and I've said this maybe this 3rd time now, he played all of last season hurt. His original injury happened last summer. He played all of last season hurt and had 108 tackles. All right, led the team. Never complained. Never even knew it. Played in pain the whole time. He's a kid. He's tougher than hell. He's tougher than hell. And now, if he's injury free, which he is right now, you remember him against Northwestern because it really popped out.
I could not believe how fast
COVID season.
Oh yeah, 2020.
Yeah, when he was out there,
he's a freaking lightning bolt
and
out
if
there.
you turn on that game, if anybody would want to take the time today and you turn on that game and watch Nebraska's defense and look who gets to the ball fastest, Reimer's a bullet.
He is.
He was healthy. Now we'll see what that looks like when he's healthy again. And by the way, new Chris is on the line.
We have a second Chris. 2 Chris's in a row. This is not Chris at the Baldwin Shop. This is a different Chris. You're on early break. Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, great show, guys. And
Thank
I'm
you.
pretty much a Commander apologist, but I mean, he's a good coordinator, but I don't think he's one of the top 25 in the country. But he's good.
He's
But
good.
his fatal flaw, and I think I've said this before, and this is a bad fatal flaw to have in the Big Ten West. You can't stop power run teams. And this year, that is going to be a big problem because we got smaller in the middle. And, you know, when you can't stop Illinois, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, it doesn't matter what the rest of your schedule is. Those teams are going to truck you.
Sure.
So I don't see how that's changed this year. So I don't look at the schedule and say, oh, it's so much easier. I mean, yeah, we might get one more win off of it. But we got to wait and see because we got that fatal flaw. We don't stop power run teams. So
all right,
we'll see. Hopefully it changes. Thanks.
I
Thanks, Chris.
agree
Yeah.
100%.
We'll take a deeper dive on that at 7 o'clock.
Right. 100%. And they've done okay at times, like at Michigan State. I don't know.
Man. Kenneth Walker was shut down.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Shut down.
But they did not shut down Hassan Haskins and Corum.
No.
They did not, obviously, Braylon Allen. We don't have to go through that again. Goodson was good.
He was okay.
Now he broke that long run.
Okay, he
though.
broke one off.
Backbreaker.
That sucked, but the rest of the game, he didn't do much.
No.
He had one run. Braylon Allen had a bunch of runs.
Yeah.
Just one for Goodson.
New Chris, I'm with you. He's not new. He's called before, by the way.
Yes, but different.
Different Chris. I'm with you. And they haven't been terrible in that area. They've gotten better. Again, middle of the pack Big Ten last year. You'd like to see Nebraska shoot into that top 4 in run defense. If you're in the top 4 in run defense in the Big Ten, then you are knocking on the door for a division title for sure. If you're a top 4 run defense, you're knocking on the door. Yeah.
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 This conference runs the ball very well. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Before we get to break, this was not news from yesterday's post practice. This was later in the day. Nebraska did add a player yesterday.
Yeah. Weird.
Brandon Moore, Sip, played at UCF in Florida State. He was under Fisher at UCF in 2017 at UCF. But he's going to join the Huskers as a defensive back.
Yeah.
He's got 20 some starts in his 20. He played 21 starts with UCF, 27 games, and he did have an injury in 2019.
He ended up at Florida State.
Yep.
This would be his 6th and final year of eligibility. You know how that goes nowadays, though. He might be here for 10 years.
Might be a freshman for all we know.
No. 6th and final year. I don't think this would be a player that would play this year. I just don't think it's even necessary. And I don't know where you'd slot him. By the way, Omar Brown yesterday working with the first string at safety.
Oh, hello.
Yes. Omar Brown, the transfer from Northern Iowa, getting first string reps.
If you don't think Brandon Moore is going to play the season, why bring him in? This is his last season, right?
Oh yeah, good point.
He's a 6th year. He's not going to play a 7th season.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that is.
But I don't think you bring him in unless you think he's got a chance to play.
I don't know where he's playing.
Well, they had
it's odd.
They had 3 cornerbacks playing, switching off with the ones.
Yeah, well, is he a corner? Is he a safety? I don't. It's this story says defensive back.
Defensive back.
Yeah.
Maybe he plays.
Yeah, I don't
play
know.
both. I don't know. I think that's.
I'm not worried about.
It's very curious.
It's
to me
curious to me too
because I think you feel okay about your secondary, right?
Well, you definitely. Yes, you definitely feel good.
You got Quentin Newsome,
unless he
Braxton
feels
Clark,
like
Tommy
he needs.
Hill.
Fisher feels like he needs another corner. At safety, they're stopped.
Well, who would be the 4th corner? Because again, it's Newsome, Hill, and
Braxton Clark.
Who's number 4 then? If there's an injury to Newsome or something like that.
That is Tatum Lynham.
How do you feel about that?
Well,
does this indicate how they feel about Tatum Lynham right now?
Not sure, but it is Tatum and Lynham, or it would be Javier Morton.
This would indicate I don't know.
Javier Morton's a JUCO transfer. Tatum and Lynham, he's a big unknown. It's a name we don't talk about at all.
No, we don't talk to anybody besides those top 3 cornerbacks.
But if you had a depth chart, a preseason Nebraska depth chart, I bet you Tatum and Lynham would be on line 2 going in. Behind Quentin Newsome.
You haven't heard that name though.
Yeah, well, a little bit.
That much.
He's been hurt.
Well, this might indicate we need one more cornerback. I don't feel great about number 4.
It might.
I'm just trying to put
By the
things
way,
together.
another one, Kane Williams. Hadn't heard much about Kane Williams, but had a pick 6 in practice yesterday. Kane Williams. Hello.
Hey, the top 25 poll is out. The coaches poll. How many ranked teams are on there for Nebraska this year?
And you thought it was pretty interesting. One voter's pick for the national title.
We will talk about that next in early break. Take it.
Join Planet Fitness now and get the PF Black Card for zero enrollment and $24.99 a month. You'll enjoy an upgraded experience with tons of perks.
Like access to more than 2,000 locations worldwide?
Yep.
And massage chairs?
Yes.
Can I bring a friend every time?
Sure.
Can my friend be a horse?
Nay. Sorry. Get the PF Black Card and feel fit-tacular. Zero enrollment, $24.99 a month.
Hurry, this zero down deal ends August 10th.
See Club for details.
Hi, this is Kurt, your shop manager at A1 Automotive here in downtown Lincoln. My promise to you is this: you won't find another automotive repair facility that genuinely cares about you and your vehicle. Our service is outstanding and our customer service is better. Please give me a call for all your automotive repair questions and needs. Call me at 402-477-4660. We were built on small town values, and that shows in how we treat others. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Yo, it's the captain, Rashawn Jackson. Join me this Wednesday at Wingstop at 50th and O Street from 11 to 2 for Husker Sports Talk and, most importantly, wings. That's Wednesday at Wingstop at 50th and O Street, the official sponsor of the captain. Order wings ahead at wingstop.com. See you there.
My computer was a dinosaur, and our TV, well, let's just say it was definitely time for an upgrade. But finding a way wasn't so simple. And then I found it. A research study at Solarion. I searched the studies and found a perfect match for me. I earned cash for the study and was able to make those much-needed upgrades. Plus, I made an impact on medical research. Find a study and sign up today at helpresearch.com.
You should consider the risks of the research before you agree to participate.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and things are cooking in Louisville. Right now, our pre-owned sales are off the charts, and we have loaded up the lots full of inventory. We've got a great supply of Sierras, Silverados, Tahoes, Yukons, and crossovers. Plus, we've got a great supply of back-to-school cars just in time for the big day. Don't forget about all of those new 2022 and 2023 units arriving every day as well. So please take that short money-saving drive down 144th Street or shop online at coppellcars.com. You'll be glad you did.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
When it comes to your home or business, we know you have options, and that's why John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning gives you just that. Options. We have plumbing, heating, and cooling memberships to serve all of your residential and commercial needs. We want to ensure you, your family, and your business are safe. Visit our website, jhlincoln.com, to find out more or call us at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Expect sunny skies and a bit of a warm-up here for our Tuesdays. We'll top out at around 88. Winds should remain light out of the south at around 10. Mainly clear tonight, a low dropping down to around 63. The heat will build in further as we head into the middle of the week. Highs tomorrow and Thursday around 95. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Seasons change, but your land stays the same. You need the right solutions to keep you moving. That's why you rely on Acres Equipment, your Nebraska-owned premier John Deere dealership. Whether you're harvesting, protecting your crops, feeding the herd, maintaining your lawn, improving your business, or letting off some steam, Acres has what you need to get the job done. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
We're on the air.
Back
Well, party's starting early today, isn't it?
to more of Early Break with Sip and Jay, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We will get to this coaches poll out from yesterday here in a second. I want to address a couple texts. Maybe you can actually address these. I will lay this out for you, and you can answer the bell here. Yes. Okay, we went through we talked about Brandon Moore. Nebraska adds him, a former UCF defensive back with Travis Fisher and Scott Frost there. Then he went to Florida State, did not make, left in August, the year he went there. But people are asking, hey, on the text line, what happened to that 5-star Tyreek Johnson from Ohio State?
He's right outside the main mix of corners. The main mix being Tommy Hill, Braxton Clark, Quentin Newsome, Taman Lynham, Javier Morton. There's at least 5 guys ahead of him. I think, then you had a true freshman, Malcolm Hartzog, who's going to press him. But I couldn't get Tyreek Johnson in the top 5. I couldn't get him in the top 5. I mean, you know what we're talking about. Quentin Newsome and either Tommy Hill or Braxton Clark on the other side. Quentin Newsome at one corner, Tommy Hill or Braxton Clark on the other. It feels like Tommy Hill's got the momentum right now, by the way. Then, Quentin Newsome, behind Quentin Newsome's Taman Lynham. I would say behind Tommy Hill's Braxton Clark, obviously. And then in that bunch, there's Tyreek Johnson, Malcolm Hartzog, and I mentioned Javier Morton. Those guys. Those are the guys. I don't think Tyreek Johnson. Here's what you wonder about Tyreek Johnson for the text who's asking. You haven't seen him on special teams, which makes you wonder about his tackling, right?
Yep.
You have not seen Tyreek Johnson on special teams. All right. You didn't see now. Nadab Joseph was a highly touted transfer corner. It's no longer in the program, but highly touted. I was skeptical of Joseph because he wasn't on special teams. When you see a guy not on special teams, that makes you wonder. Who's not playing, highly touted, not playing, and not even playing on special teams.
I agree with you.
I mean, that makes you wonder. But I know this. Tyreek Johnson's a great kid, and they love having him on the team. I know that. They love the kid. So, and you know what? He's probably injury away from being, moved up to a factor.
Do you remember how stunned I was? And I guess I was taken aback when I saw Chris Olave on special teams for Ohio State as a gunner.
Mm-hmm. Why would you be stunned?
Because I was a first-round receiver.
I know. But those guys...
And you think they're so deep, they don't need to have those guys. But guess what? They're putting their best players out there because it's that important.
Like Ramir Johnson.
Exactly.
Like Ramir Johnson's playing gunner. I mean, Ramir Johnson's blocking. I mean, he's probably my favorite player on the Nebraska football team. Because you know what he does? What did Bill Bush say last week? Ramir Johnson says, yes, sir, to any request, and then goes and does it full speed.
Coachable.
He's a blocker on the kickoff return unit. He's a blocker at 5'11", 185. What's that tell you? That he's a bad man. I mean, that he's a tough dude, that he's a real dude. Poll. Coaches poll.
So yesterday, the preseason coaches poll was released, and somebody decided to get cute of the 66 coaches out there. Yeah, I said cute. Irresponsible, stupid, dumb. And although this team, Texas, is 18th overall SIP in the poll, they got one first-place vote from somebody. The other votes, Alabama got 54 first-place votes. Ohio State, 5. They're in second. Georgia got 6. They're in third in the poll. And then Texas at 18th gets one first-place vote. Ha. Whoever did that, good on you. Texas will go probably 6-6 this year. That's the way it's going to be.
You think so?
Anyways.
Texas.
Yeah.
Texas.
They're 18th in the poll. We'll see how Quinn Ewers does in his first year as a college quarterback.
In the Lindy's magazine, they're picked 4th in the Big 12.
With a 7-5 record, 8-4? Probably 8-4.
Yeah, somebody picked them to win it all. That's got to be some sort of joke.
Somebody picked them to win it all, Sip. They did it.
The offensive line is a significant question mark, especially at left tackle. The defense needs to improve. They can effectively pressure the passer. They got the big quarterback, though, and they got the big running back.
Bijan
okay,
Robinson.
You want to rip through that?
Yeah, you want the whole poll or what?
I
think the top 10. And I'll tell you where Nebraska's opponents are at in here.
Okay,
a couple of these are in the top 10, though. Okay, number 1, Alabama. Number 2, Ohio State. And this is the coaches.
And it wasn't close. Alabama is number 1 by a wide.
54 first place votes, 5 for Ohio State, 6 for Georgia.
How about that? How about Bama?
Well, does that surprise anybody that Bama's a heavy favorite since it's been that way for 15 straight years?
They were beaten pretty resoundingly in the national championship game by Georgia. Pretty resoundingly. Yeah, it was. I don't know what the score was, but I watched it. Yeah, it was a pretty resounding victory for Georgia.
Bama 1, Ohio State 2, Georgia 3, Clemson 4, Notre Dame 5, Michigan 6. That's an opponent for Nebraska. 6th ranked Michigan. 7, Texas A&M. 8, Utah. 9, another Nebraska opponent, Oklahoma. And 10, Baylor.
Okay.
It's your top 10.
Okay.
So where does Nebraska have ranked teams at? They play at 6th ranked Michigan.
That'll be rough.
They play home against 9th ranked Oklahoma. And only one more beyond that. They play at home against 20th ranked Wisconsin.
Manageable schedule.
Now Iowa is 26. They're the first team not in that's receiving votes.
Okay.
Play them on the road. But you have 3 ranked teams in the coaches poll.
Pretty manageable.
And 2 of those are home games.
Overrated Notre Dame.
I agree with that.
Underrated Utah. Now, Utah is that program that you can point to if you're a Nebraska fan and say, can't you do this?
Yes, I thought that yesterday. So if Utah can do it,
if Utah can do it out there, Nebraska can do it.
I agree with you. I had that same
They're
thought.
a tough team.
I had the same thought at Golf League last night. For some reason, I was thinking about Utah.
This is CBSSports.com. This hurts me. This pierces me. This is piercing. Overrated, it says. Texas A&M at 7.
And that's right in your heart, isn't it?
Yes, Jimbo.
Number 7.
The Aggies, it says, CBSSports.com, are the darling of the SEC and a trendy pick to contend with Alabama for the West. But a number 7 ranking is too much too soon. Okay.
If you want to know kind of where Nebraska stands, they're not in any of these teams receiving votes. Here are teams that are perceived as better than Nebraska this year per the coaches poll.
Yeah, it's perception.
Perception. Appalachian State.
Oh, God.
It's getting 10 votes in this poll. Kansas State. Adrian Martinez is getting 4. Iowa State so at 3. Purdue's getting 2, which is understandable. Coastal Carolina. Texas San Antonio got a vote.
I'm telling you, Texas San Antonio's good. I watched them against Illinois last year. They're good. And then Bielema went out and hired their offensive coordinator. They were good.
Okay, I got a couple more for you that hurt to be. This one is going to shock you. Guess who's getting 2 votes? They're not ranked. They're pretty much like 35th in this poll. Oregon State's got 2 votes. Oregon State.
God almighty.
Oregon State. Air Force has 12 votes. Army has 3 votes.
Yeah.
Those are all teams perceived as ahead of Nebraska by the coaches.
You mentioned Texas San Antonio.
It did. UTSA.
UTSA. There was a moment last year, and I don't know if you you were so distraught over the Illinois game that
as one should have been.
You were off. You were off the rails.
Yep.
Your mind wasn't
Deservedly
right.
so.
Your mind wasn't right.
Deservedly so.
And I
regret nothing.
I don't think you would remember the conversation. I was really the next week. I was really it was a moment of the season where I remember it like it was yesterday. I was watching Illinois and UTSA. Okay. And my thought was, UTSA looks better than Nebraska.
You don't want to play those guys right now.
No. But it turns out that was one of UTSA's best teams ever. They were good. I think they got to 9 wins. I'll look it up. But they were good. Now, they were good, but it did scare me. It did scare me that I was watching UTSA and thinking, you know what? They look better than Nebraska.
Last year, they were
last year they were 12-2. That's what they were.
12-2. 7-1 in the conference, 12-2 overall.
Right. Now, now that's Conference USA. They were first in their division in Conference USA. Now I was really battling it in my head. Should they be better? Should they look as good at least as Nebraska? Well, they were the best team in Conference USA. They are the best team in Conference USA. Is that egregious?
How would Nebraska fared in Conference USA last
Well,
year?
you wonder. I mean,
I don't want to wonder
they
that.
weren't markedly better They weren't markedly better than Nebraska. They beat Illinois at Illinois, though, 37-30. They put 37 on Illinois.
I did watch that game.
Mm-hmm.
I watched this game. It's sadness, but I watched it.
It was very revealing to me. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, well, see if they can back it up. They're getting
revealing.
They're getting votes in the preseason poll.
Very revealing. Something O'Shawn Mathis said about Nebraska's scrimmage. A couple things that he said were very revealing to me. Let's talk about that next.
Okay. That and Song of the Day.
Yeah, that's
next
Song of the Day.
On Early Break in the Ticket.
Hey, buying a used vehicle sucks, and the biggest problem is who can you trust? Hey, this is Carl from Price Right Auto out here at West O Street in Lincoln. Here's what customers have told us they want from us. They want transparent pricing with no games. We have all of our pricing on our website, plus a Carfax report. We don't want to buy a lemon. We include a 3-month warranty on all of our vehicles. We don't want to play games. Just make it simple. You saw that with non-commissioned salespeople. Can you trust us? Just check out our Google reviews. Again, this is Carl from Price Right Auto in West O. Check us out at pricerightauto.com.
Hi, this is Kurt, your shop manager at A1 Automotive here in downtown Lincoln. My promise to you is this: you won't find another automotive repair facility that genuinely cares about you and your vehicle. Our service is outstanding and our customer service is better. Please give me a call for all your automotive repair questions and needs. Call me at 402-477-4660. We were built on small town values, and that shows in how we treat others. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest, quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Local broadcasters make a difference in their communities every day. You can learn more about becoming a broadcaster by attending the Lincoln Area Broadcasters Career Fair with 93.7 The Ticket on Tuesday, August 9th at the Embassy Suites in Lincoln. Learn more about the numerous exciting jobs in broadcasting available right now here in town, on the air and behind the scenes. Bring your resume and be ready to apply. Visit the 93.7 The Ticket booth at the Lincoln Area Broadcasters Job Fair Tuesday, August 9th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Embassy Suites in Lincoln. We'll see you there.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism.
Yo, it's the captain, Rashawn Jackson. Join me this Wednesday at Wingstop at 50th and O Street from 11 to 2 for Husker Sports Talk and, most importantly, wings. That's Wednesday at Wingstop at 50th and O Street, the official sponsor of the captain. Order wings ahead at wingstop.com. See you there.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and things are cooking in Louisville. Right now, our pre-owned sales are off the charts, and we have loaded up the lots full of inventory. We've got a great supply of Sierras, Silverados, Tahoes, Yukons, and crossovers. Plus, we've got a great supply of back-to-school cars just in time for the big day. Don't forget about all of those new 2022 and 2023 units arriving every day as well. So please take that short, money-saving drive down 144th Street or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Expect sunny skies and a bit of a warm-up here for our Tuesdays. We'll top out at around 88. Winds should remain light out of the south at around 10. Mainly clear tonight, a low dropping down to around 63. The heat will build in further as we head into the middle of the week. Highs tomorrow and Thursday around 95. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You love to bash his sports takes.
Now, will you feel like an idiot if you're a
No,
big tough?
never feel like an
If
idiot.
you're a big tough guy this morning,
But you really love to voice your displeasure for his music choices.
he stumbled on an issue that I did not think would generate this much passion and discussion.
It's time for Jake's questionable song of the day on Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Wherever you go, wherever you may wander in your life, surely you know I'll always want to be there, holding your hand and standing by to catch you when you fall, seeing you through in everything you do. Let me be there in your morning, let me be there in your night. Let me change whatever's wrong and make it right. Let me take you through that wonderland that only two can share. All I ask you is let me be there.
Song of the day, Let Me Be There by Olivia Newton-John. 464-5685. 1 is bad, 10 is good. Text your rating on the Sauter Heyman Jewelers Song of the Day.
Grow. I'm going through the changes in your life. That's how I know I'll always want to be there whenever you feel.
Once again, your Song of the Day. Rest in peace, Olivia Newton-John, age 72. She passed away yesterday. Let Me Be There, Olivia Newton-John. 464-5685. 1 is bad, 10 is good. Text your rating on the Sauter Heyman Jewelers Song of the Day.
What year was that? Oh, I got it.
I should have had it. Hang on, keep talking. I'll figure it out.
What year? Are we in our 6th year?
We're in our 6th
We're in our 6th year. You have found your stride in Song of the Day. It's incredible the run you're on right now. If this were
1973, by the way.
Oh, what a
1973 for
What
Let
a
Me Be
year.
There. A lot of
What
good
a
music
year.
that year.
What a great song. I mean, it's a mandatory 10 because of her death. But I'm not sure I wouldn't give it close to a 10 anyway. And by the way, kudos to you. I forgot about that song.
That's not one of her it's a top one, but not
Yeah.
you're the one that I want from Grease. The Grease
Right,
songs are always
right.
top for her.
Yeah, that's amazing you found that song. I've totally forgotten. Now that was a hit. That was a hit in 73. It was I'd say a big hit in 73. It was on the radio.
It hasn't really lasted though.
Yeah, I don't hear
hasn't-
it for some reason.
It hasn't made it this far.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very pleasant sound.
Oh,
Very
God,
pleasant
what a
sound.
voice. What a freaking voice. Yeah, 10. Thank you, Jake. Thank you for being on a serious roll.
You're welcome. Okay, Gus is back. Thank goodness, because I was having to do a lot of double duty.
Yeah,
over
Gus,
there.
welcome back.
Thanks, Gus. Good to have you back. For one day, he's back. He's gone tomorrow. Back Thursday, Friday, though?
Yeah.
Okay, he's gone tomorrow.
Wow.
All right, Gus. I don't know if Harrison was good always giving 10s when we had people pass away. I don't know if Gus has the standard 10 when someone has passed away. But I'm going to guess he gave it a 10.
Looks like he didn't.
Fine, Gus. You don't have to.
He had to give it an 8 at least, though, because I don't think you can give that song under an 8 and
It's
look
a
yourself in the mirror in the morning. Go ahead.
I went 7.5, and here I was gonna go 8.
That's okay.
I had it at 8, and then I heard the background singer, and that threw me off. So I went 7.5.
Voice guy, yeah.
Yeah, that kind
Little
of
weird.
threw me off a little bit. So I dropped it down.
It's interesting. I'll
half
go
a
with Gus.
point.
It's very interesting that guy.
I think it adds to the song.
It does, but it's like she's up here. He's way
I
down
think that
here.
was the idea. And that was
Usually they're more harmonious and way different.
That was more of a thing back then, by the way.
Yeah.
That deep
And
voice.
I like the harmony there.
Okay.
I
Thank
did.
you, Gus.
Gus, thank you.
7.5 is a good score. You can look yourself.
We'll
in the
see you
mirror.
It's a good song.
Yeah.
Yeah,
thanks,
thank you.
Gus. All right.
Thank you.
Ratings,
Jake.
ratings here. Oh, hang on. Let me legalize this real quick because that's what we do. We are legal on this show here as we are in right
Barely.
now.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth. 93.7 The Ticket.
Here are some ratings coming in hot. Grandpa Rick, 10. Beautiful soul. Olivia Newton-John. Someone gave it a 1.1. Hey, unnamed texter, she
please.
passed away. Have some respect here for Olivia Newton-John. 10 from Mike in Kansas. Breezy an 8. Bird in Columbus a 3.
I still
Thomas,
love Bird.
Thomas a 3. Henry 3. He says R.I.P. but still a 3. That song's better than a 3, right?
It's pretty hardcore.
John in Fremont 9.8. Kent it was an easy one putt for birdie 9.9.
Yeah,
I like one putts for birdies.
That was a great
John
choice.
10. Steve, this song sucks but catchy 6. R.I.P. Craig in Ohio 10. You are on a roll, Jake. Doug in Lincoln 10. Fat Phil 8.5. Randy a 10. Jennifer a 10. Thank you, Jake. Hubby says 7. It's an upward trend here.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Tom Petty
They're
sucks.
out at Capitol Beach.
You're lucky I'm reading this text. Tom Petty sucks.
Jennifer and hubby, by the way, for people that listen to the show every day, they're out at Capitol Beach.
Yes.
They live out there.
Tom Petty sucks gives an 8. Brian a 10. I got a 15 from somebody.
Nice.
Joe in Boulder.
What'd Joe give it?
18.
18. Interesting.
He says this. He says, I'm so disappointed in you, Jake. Olivia Newton-John was my high school crush.
Yeah.
And you played one of her most average songs when she had so many better. But because she was my high school crush and just passed away, that gets an 18.
You know what? She was a lot of people's high school
Yeah.
crush. I wouldn't say mine, but 73, I was 7. I was probably a little young to have her as my crush. That's what I'm saying.
Big Slim says, do you thrive on listener hate? Great song, though, 8.7. Yes, I do.
You seem to.
The answer is yes.
Yeah, I would tell listeners that if you're coming hard at Jake in a borderline hateful way, he likes it. It's very, very interesting to me.
Anthony at 20.
20.
Pig Farmer of Waverly. I haven't heard from him for a while. Shout out, Pig Farmer. Hit that out of the park. 9.
Hey, it's good to hear from the Pig Farmer. I hope the Pig Farmer is more of a regular customer as the football season.
61 years young, says
God
Pig
bless him.
Farmer.
God
John in
bless
Des Moines, an 8.
John's always great to hear from John. He's a staple.
Matt in South Lincoln, a mandatory 10. RIP.
I almost hate saying that certain people are staples because we have a ton of them. I mean, it seems like
we want you guys all to be staples.
Yeah, they are.
Never go away. Never leave us.
Right.
We rely on you.
We do. Hey, by the way,
we depend on you.
Yeah, thanks for saying that because we do. God, it keeps us right because we can be very wrong.
We will address what O'Shawn Mathis said yesterday. Right? He said,
O'Shawn
hang
Mathis.
on,
I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to give it away. We'll give it at the top of the hour. He said some interesting things about Nebraska's scrimmage and how they go about it compared to his previous employer.
Yes, how about
I can
that?
say employer now, can't I? His previous employer.
You can. You can.
Yes, his previous employer.
Okay, before we get to that, I missed this about a week ago. I can't let it slide any longer. But this made me laugh and also
it's
felt
super
bad
funny.
at the same time.
Super funny.
Okay, so training camp obviously began about a week and a half ago for NFL, right? There's a former Iowa State kicker, Sip, that was with the Jacksonville Jags as a undrafted free agent. His name is Andrew Mavis. Now, on Friday the 30th, or the 29th, it's Friday the 29th, Andrew Mavis was kicking field goals in practice, but he was trying to kick field goals in practice. He had 3 kicks that were so errant that people standing nowhere near the uprights were getting hit by the balls. Remember the name Dave Campo?
Yeah, Campo used to be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
Right, and he was an assistant for the Jags for a couple years. Now he's doing radio in Jacksonville. He was apparently standing nowhere near an upright and got pegged right on the shoulder by a kick by Andrew Mavis. It happened twice more, not to Campo, but to 2 other guys. Someone else was way left of the goalpost. I mean, not almost out of bounds left, and got hit on the leg by an Andrew Mavis kick. Andrew Mavis did not make it through that day. He was cut by the Jags immediately, saying, this is not going to work out. You need to go somewhere else.
That is, I hope he has a sense of humor because that is funny. I mean, that is, it's like going to the U.S. Open golf.
Yep.
Going to the first tee. It'd be like you going to the first tee.
If I was a pro.
And duck hooking it into the clubhouse. I mean,
How was that?
And hitting somebody. The ball bouncing on the patio.
These are pros.
The ball literally
On the team
goes straight left. Somehow the ball, you wrapped it around your body for some reason.
Yeah.
And it bounced along the patio of the clubhouse.
Hit somebody. Well, Andrew Mavis, if it's not
That's too
football for
bad.
you, I hope he has something in his career that goes his way.
That's
but-
too bad, but it's funny. I mean, it's super funny to hit Campbell in the shoulder.
There's reports that hit him in the shoulder or the head, but probably about right in this area.
Yeah.
If you're watching the stream.
Well, I hope he's okay.
But he's fine.
Yeah.
They tweeted a video that said he has survived the errant kick. He is alive and well. Andrew Mavis.
We got 7 o'clock coming up.
Yeah, I want to ask. We've had people texting. We talked about it. How confident are you in Nebraska's ability to stop the run this season? That's next on Early Break on the Ticket.
Join Planet Fitness now and get the PF Black Card for zero enrollment and $24.99 a month. You'll enjoy an upgraded experience with tons of perks.
Like access to more than 2,000 locations worldwide?
Yep.
And massage chairs?
Yes.
Can I bring a friend every time?
Sure.
Can my friend be a horse?
Nay. Sorry. Get the PF Black Card and feel fit-tacular. Zero enrollment, $24.99 a month.
Hurry, this zero down deal ends August 10th.
See Club for details.
My computer was a dinosaur, and our TV, well, let's just say it was definitely time for an upgrade. But finding a way wasn't so simple. And then I found it, a research study at Solarion. I searched the studies and found a perfect match for me. I earned cash for the study and was able to make those much-needed upgrades. Plus, I made an impact on medical research. Find a study and sign up today at helpresearch.com.
You should consider the risks of the research before you agree to participate.
Empire Fence and Netting in Waverly is now hiring for several positions. They're looking for a fence installer for both commercial and residential, for local projects, and ones that require travel. They also have openings for operators, dirt work, welding positions, and applicants with CDLs are very desirable. If you're looking for a locally operated business that provides excellent work for customers and great benefits and care for its employees, email info@empire-fence.com or give them a call at 402-682-7658. Empire Fence and Netting.
Seasons change, but your land stays the same. You need the right solutions to keep you moving. That's why you rely on Acres Equipment, your Nebraska-owned premier John Deere dealership. Whether you're harvesting, protecting your crops, feeding the herd, maintaining your lawn, improving your business, or letting off some steam, Acres has what you need to get the job done. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Local broadcasters make a difference in their communities every day. You can learn more about becoming a broadcaster by attending the Lincoln Area Broadcasters Career Fair with 93.7 The Ticket on Tuesday, August 9th at the Embassy Suites in Lincoln. Learn more about the numerous exciting jobs in broadcasting available right now here in town, on the air and behind the scenes. Bring your resume and be ready to apply. Visit the 93.7 The Ticket booth at the Lincoln Area Broadcasters Job Fair Tuesday, August 9th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Embassy Suites in Lincoln. We'll see you there.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Hi, this is Kurt, your shop manager at A1 Automotive here in downtown Lincoln. My promise to you is this: you won't find another automotive repair facility that genuinely cares about you and your vehicle. Our service is outstanding and our customer service is better. Please give me a call for all your automotive repair questions and needs. Call me at 402-477-4660. We were built on small town values, and that shows in how we treat others. A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
Lincoln.
Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine, rise and shine.
It's time for Early Break with Sip and Jake, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Live from the Coppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
Did seem kind of meh.
And Steve Sipple.
Surprisingly good.
This is Early Break with Sip and Jake. Sponsored by Gaina Trucking.
Welcome back to Hour 2 on a Tuesday. Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Early Break, fun show so far. You got the podcast at theticketfm.com. We are 18 days away from kickoff in Ireland. Our countdown sponsored by McKinney's Irish Pub at 8th and P. Show is sponsored by Gaina Trucking. You can always call or text us at 464-5685. Watch us on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. Before we get into this topic, Sip,
hold on.
of the question, simple question, but a loaded question. Can Nebraska stop the run this football season?
Hold on a second.
I saw this last night via Brett McMurphy of the Action Network. Ready for this?
I am ready.
The Big Ten is finalizing media rights deal with Fox Sports, CBS, and NBC. Unless there's a last-minute change, this will be the first time in 40 years Big Ten football and basketball games will not be on ESPN.
God, that's great. I don't know why I reacted that way, but it doesn't bother me in the least. Right?
CBS.
Yeah. That's interesting change. Interesting change.
So see how that looks. But there's some news there.
That doesn't. Why that wouldn't bother anybody, would it?
I can't see why. Why would it bother anybody?
I don't know. Okay, O'Shawn Mathis.
I've heard of him.
The transfer edge rusher, edge defender from TCU, said yesterday that Nebraska scrimmage. Now they scrimmage Saturday. It's a big deal. I mean, like he said, there's a lot of people there for a closed scrimmage. There's a lot of people there. Former players. I don't know who else, but he said there was just a lot of people there.
Which we thought it was not people couldn't go at all.
Yeah. Well, so he said it was a lot more intensity than I'm used to. I'm sure TCU coaches were thrilled to hear that. He expounded on it. He said Nebraska treats it more like a game approach. You've got guys running on the field, running off the field, full intensity. Be ready for field goal block. Be ready for field goals. Be ready for everything that's going to occur in the game. Then we're hitting each other. It's all just getting ready for the first game. I don't know what they did at TCU, but he said it was a lot more intensity than I'm used to. I found that fascinating.
Well, it's good. It's good to hear that somebody's coming in and saying it's tougher than they came from. Right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't want them to say, it's a little easier than it was before.
Right. O'Shawn having a good, now this will get us into our topic. O'Shawn having a good camp. O'Shawn, they have him playing the boundary where, he's primarily a pass rusher. But what I saw on tape from O'Shawn is he plays the run pretty well. He's a good tackler, solid, tough tackler, good form tackler. I don't know how, I think he'll handle the run just fine. Now, as far as Nebraska's run defense, it's been good. It hasn't been great. And I appreciated the calls this morning that mentioned Eric and Eric's defense making incremental progress. It has made incremental progress. It just needs to make some more. And run defense is the critical area this year because I believe the pass rush, come on. I mean, they got the number one player out of the transfer portal, O'Shawn Mathis, who's an edge rusher. Their best player on defense besides O'Shawn Mathis is a pass rusher, an edge rusher, Garrett Nelson. Okay? You have them on both sides. One of the better players on defense, and I'll keep saying it, and Wet Blanket and Faisal and whoever can keep coming at me. One of their more athletic players on defense who's been undersized on the edge is Caleb Tanner, but he's still one of their better players. I'll maintain that.
Isn't there criticism fair though? Of
Yes.
him?
Well,
Okay.
he's not
Just
been
making
he's not
sure.
been very productive
The
sack.
criticism's fair. It is. It's fair. You can
Anyway,
expect a big season, and that's fair.
If you're
criticism
Pat
still.
Fitzgerald, if you're PJ Fleck, if you're Paul Chris, whoever, one great way to negate or mitigate the impact of Nebraska's athletic edge guys, just hammer them in the middle. We're not going to drop back that much, and when we do, it'll be play action. We're not going to drop back that much. We're just going to hammer it at you. And if you can't stop the run, your defensive ends aren't going to matter as much. They're not going to wreak havoc in the backfield.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm hammering you. That's what I'm trying to do, because your best players are on the edge. All right. We can solve that little problem if you can't stop us up the middle. That's what I'm doing. Isn't that just logic?
Well, it is logic. And Nebraska, they get to find a way off the bat to make that run defense respectable to an opponent.
Tough. It's been respectable.
But this year, you've lost guys. Damian Daniels is not here, the big
Right.
boy in the middle. It's gone. Ben Stilley's not here anymore. You've lost some guys in the defensive line. Obviously, we talked
Casey Rogers
about
gone.
all spring before he got additions that your defensive line was missing a lot of guys who moved on.
It was code red.
It was.
After spring, especially when Casey Rogers left.
Exactly.
So Nebraska allowed 4.8 yards per carry in 2019. I'm saying that's unacceptable. In 2019, Nebraska allowed 4.8 yards per carry. You can't win.
No.
It got acceptable in 2020 and 2021. Both years they allowed 4.2 yards per rush. Now, so where does 4.2 yards per rush rank in the Big Ten? It's in the middle of the pack. It seems like a pipe dream for Nebraska to allow 2.1 yards per rush in a season. That's what Wisconsin allowed last year.
What they allow? 2.1?
Yeah, 2.1. Yeah, 2.1. Last year. I'm looking at it.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, 2.1 yards per rush. That was far and away the best number in the Big Ten.
Was that not number one in the country?
No, I'd have to look at.
Holy!
I think it was. You can look it up. It was 1 or 2 or 3.
2.1.
Yeah. Look it up. Well,
they underachieved by not making the Big Ten title game if they had 2.1 yards.
If Nebraska wants to get into the realm of winning division titles, it needs to be not 2.1, but it needs to be in the threes. Like Minnesota was 3.4, Iowa was 3.2 allowed, 3.2 yards per carry allowed, Minnesota 3.4 yards per carry allowed, Michigan State 3.4 yards per carry allowed.
Wisconsin was number one in the country last year.
Okay.
By far. 2.1 yards per carry, 2.12 to be exact. Georgia was second at 2.56. So Wisconsin was easily number one
and didn't win the division, by the way.
They didn't win the division.
Iowa won the division, allowing 3.2 yards per carry.
Do you know how ridiculous 2.1 yards per carry is defensively?
Great.
That's insanity.
Michigan won the Big Ten, allowing 3.7. Nebraska,
which was top 25 in the country. 27th.
Ohio State allowed 3.7, and that was not a great Ohio State defense.
28th in the country, yep.
Yeah. So Nebraska, if Nebraska could get into the threes, the threes, 3.7, 3.8.
Okay, yeah. So if you are at, hang on. If you're in the threes, you're probably like in the
top 40, top 30.
45.
Okay.
Top 45.
That would be great. Now, that would be great. Now, Nebraska's been just outside that. And you wonder about this year. Can they stay in the 4.2 realm or lower? That's
top 40.
And the reason you have this conversation is because, well, a lot of reasons, but you have it with those final 4 games in mind. Because what will Minnesota do to you? They will run at you 5-6 times in a row. And you got to prove you can stop it. Michigan brought the hammer to Ohio State last year in the game. Remember? Remember Hassan Haskins?
They could not stop them at all.
No. Okay. We all know about Wisconsin, and we all know about Iowa. Those are the final 4. Your run defense has to hold up. You got to keep these guys healthy. as you can. And when I'm talking about these guys, I'm talking about Ty Robinson and Nash Hutmacher. I'm talking about Colton Feast. I'm talking about Devin Drew when he gets here. I'm talking about Stephon Wynn. I'm talking about Mosai Newsome. Those guys, and you might have to dip into, you might have to get into Raquan Buckley. Maybe even a Marquise Black or a Jalen Weaver. Usually you're not getting through without somebody going down. And those inside linebackers are gigantic in that discussion, Reimer and Henrich. And right behind them, Ativa Maga Clemens and Garrett Snodgrass and Ernest Hausman. Those are the names in this discussion. Are they ready for this? And I know what would motivate me. Those guys are smart guys. Nick Henrich is in his fourth year in the program as a sophomore. He's a sophomore, but he's in his fourth year. Okay. Luke Reimer's in his fourth year as a junior. They're grown men now. And they know the score. They know what's on the edge. I think one of their motivations has to be, we can't have teams negating the advantage we have on the edge because they're just hammering us in the middle. That would be a big motivator.
I mean, it's why guys. But that's why Nash Hutmacher is so important this year. Like you said, you said this many times, and we have to reiterate it. His next tackle is his first tackle.
Right.
That's your starting nose tackle.
But Nash seems ready to me. I talked to him this summer a little bit. By the way, huge Hank Williams Jr. fan, which automatically I was captivated by. Nash went and saw Hank Jr. in South Dakota.
He was at Deadwood, I think.
Yeah. Nash went and saw
him just before that. I saw him the next day.
Oh, it's a huge season for Nash, but he knows it. He knows it. I mean, he is a very willing combatant. And not everybody. Now you'd say, well, Sip, aren't they all? No, they're not. They're not. They get to be sometimes. Sometimes it takes time for guys to grow into that mindset. What'd you hear Nash say earlier this camp? He said, I'm not taking any guff from the offensive line anymore. I mean, he said, I didn't really take it before. The difference now is I'm giving it back. I got an attitude.
Would you argue with me if I said we know what we have? I mean, you know what you have with Quentin Newsome, Tommy Hill. You kind of know what you have. Yeah. Could you say that the X factor for the defense in terms of making them respect is Nash Hutmacher?
Ooh, I hate to put it on one guy.
Well, because listen, Reimer and Henrich, you know those guys. Garrett Nelson, you feel like O'Shawn Mathis in terms of what he can do.
Yeah.
The secondary, I mean, the safeties, I guess you don't know a ton about. Cornerbacks, you feel. I think again, if we say that
I don't want to do that.
If we say the rush defense is that because it is very important. If Nebraska wants to rise up and compete for the West, I mean, make a bowl game, number one, and number two, if you have a good start, carry it on. Then he could be seen as an X factor for the defense.
Can't we just say that group inside the interior linemen are the X factor?
Okay,
I just don't think you can.
He's right there then.
Yeah, I don't think you can put it. Well, he's the nose. So yeah, he's the
important.
nose of the defense.
If he's getting blown off the ball and can't make stops, I mean, that's gonna.
If he's getting blown off the ball, you'll see Stephon Wynn in there.
You got problems then. Yeah,
you'll see Stephon Wynn in there. Now they'll move those guys. It depends what defense they're in. You might see Stephon Wynn and Nash Hutmacher on the field at the same time. It depends if they're what they're doing at the time. But I'd say your noses are Hutmacher and Wynn, or Wynn and Hutmacher, depending on how that goes. But all those, I'd say the onus is on all those guys inside.
Yeah, very, very important roles this year. Very important with a lack of experience at Nebraska.
Always. And it's a big thing for Eric. Eric's got some pieces. They have some pieces. I think they'll have a pass rush. And I think that they can force turnovers. Maybe force some more fumbles. They don't force fumbles at Nebraska. They're 92nd nationally.
They got to get.
They
do better.
They don't recover them. Not enough. Not enough. In 2019 they did.
They did.
Yeah, they were in the top 20.
That was an anomaly then.
Yeah, they got to force more turnovers. I like those corners a lot. I think they're big play corners. I think they can be good at safety. They got enough guys at safety where I think they can definitely make it work at safety. It's not like you have the top two and nobody else. You have a group there. You heard earlier in the show, what did we say? Omar Brown was practicing with the ones yesterday. The transfer from Northern Iowa.
Right.
You know, you have Miles Farmer and Marquise Buford and Deshaun Singleton and Noah Pola Gates. That's a group of guys. It's deep. It's deep. You should be able to make it work there. But yeah, I think the defensive interior is a little light on depth, proven depth, and just a little. It's a bit of a question mark. I mean, Stephon Wynn comes in from Alabama. He played 21 games at Alabama over 4 years, but only had 16 tackles. He was a reserve. I mean, this is a big year for Stephon Wynn because he's not a reserve anymore. He's a main rotational player at the very least, okay? Main rotational and probably, I mean, he's going to play 30-plus snaps a game. This is a big one for him. Think about the motivation Stephon Wynn has if he wants to play in the NFL. This is it. This is where he shows it. This is where he shows it. And he was there yesterday. You know what he looks like? He looks like a guy you can imagine at Alabama. I mean, he's a dude. He's a tough-looking dude, and he's a smart dude. I've talked to him twice. He is it. You talk about intelligent. Stephon Wynn is intelligent. Those guys, they brought in good guys, good, solid, humble, hardworking guys that have fit very well. Let's just see what it looks like. And they're going to get tested by Northwestern. You know what Fitzgerald's going to do.
Yeah, I sure do.
They're going to run it.
Yeah. 464-5685. Call or text as always.
Is that right? Am I right about that? I expect heavy run.
Well, we know that their quarterback's not great. Ryan Helinski does not scare you.
Helinski, I don't think anybody on the roster
I don't think
scares
any of their quarterbacks scare you. Now, they might be capable, but they don't scare you.
Isn't that what you do against Nebraska right now? You just try to run it out.
Well, that Nebraska has not been consistently great at stopping the run.
Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about a team with a pass rush now.
Well, this is a team
where your edge guys are their strength.
If you're Northwestern, you know what happened last year against Nebraska. You need to extend the game as long as you can. Eat up some clock with the run game, right?
Yeah.
They want to make this as long of a game as possible, or as quick of a game.
I'd say quick as a game.
Sorry, quick of a game as possible. Excuse me. You know what I mean?
They want long drives. They want 2 clock.
Long drives.
2 clock.
Yeah. Get your 3rd and 4s. Keep the drives moving on.
I think that's what you do. I mean, I'm not a head coach, but that's what I would do against Nebraska. I would do that because I think they're going to have a pass rush. And I like their corners. I like Nebraska's corners a lot. A lot. I mean, Fisher said if Tommy Hill progresses at the rate that he expects, his name will be on the stadium. I assume as one of those All-Americans. That's what he said.
I need to read a full text here real quick.
Okay.
Is that fine? Wait till the end of the text before you respond.
Okay.
It's from Wet Blanket.
Okay. WB.
He says, does Wynn look as impressive as Keem Green? I remember when Sip did an entire segment talking about his butt. He was a highly effective run stuffer.
I don't remember talking. Yeah, he did have a big butt.
Yeah, you did talk about that.
Yeah, it's true. Was that Wet?
Wet Blanket.
Yeah, thank you, Wet Blanket. You're right. You're right.
I talked about
Here's the thing, Wet Blanket. Here's the thing about hype, and maybe you hear hype on this show. What I'm talking about is hope. And there's nothing wrong with hope, and there's nothing wrong with talking about why it might work at Nebraska. I mean, the coaches are going to tell you at these media availability sessions why what they're doing is going to work, not why it maybe won't work, because nobody wants to hear that, including the players, right? Jake, am I wrong?
No.
Don't people want to hear why all this might work?
Yes. We need optimism right now.
Of course, you have to sprinkle in your skepticism, which is
that
fairly easy to do.
It's very easy. I do sprinkle it in.
Yeah. We don't go all hope, but I don't think it's hype when we talk about Stephon Wynn like we're talking about him. I think that is very realistic. The expectations are very realistic for Stephon Wynn. he did play at Alabama for 4 years. They didn't run him out of there. I mean, he was a contributing member of the team in the best program in the country. And I think that is useful. If I were a player at Nebraska, I'd tap his wisdom a little bit. I would, especially if I was an interior lineman. I'd watch him. I'd wonder,
Are we as high on him as we were Keem Green?
I don't know. I don't remember. I think we're higher. I think we're higher. No, I think I'm higher on this kid because he did it. I hope this is Husker Bob.
We got a quick call from Husker Bob before we get to Rob and Washit, who's the other Bob, right? You called Rob. Okay, Bob, you're on early break. Go ahead.
Hey, this is part of why I am so optimistic and saying that we can win them all this year, because Nebraska's defense has stepped up, progressed throughout. And last year we did have games where we stopped the run. We had games where we let the run, some runs get away from us. This year I think we're going to make that step. And before you guys started the conversation, I was thinking if Nebraska could get into 3.8 yards per carry on an average, that defensive stop. And with the defense and special teams, I like it. I like our chances this year. And it starts with Northwestern.
Yeah, it does.
And I think we can, let them run at us, because we can stop it. And, make them go, make them second and long, third and long. That's what we want.
Absolutely. That's the game plan.
Then we'll just eat them up. And then we'll just eat you up.
That's the game plan.
Then we'll have quarterback for breakfast.
Thank you, Bob.
Bangers and mash. Hey, hold on. Bob's right. I mean, that's the game plan. Now, you know what code red is? You want me to sprinkle in a little something scary? You know what code red is for this season? If Northwestern averages 5 yards a carry and choose clock, because you can't stop their run. That's code.
Yes,
that's called code red.
Yep.
Doesn't mean it's curtains. It
Code
doesn't
red.
mean curtains, but it means code red.
Rob and Washit next on Early Break and Ticket.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Hey, buying a used vehicle sucks, and the biggest problem is who can you trust? Hey, this is Carl from Price Right Auto out here at West O Street in Lincoln. Here's what customers have told us they want from us. They want transparent pricing with no games. We have all of our pricing on our website, plus a Carfax report. We don't want to buy a lemon. We include a 3-month warranty on all of our vehicles. We don't want to play games. Just make it simple. You saw that with non-commissioned salespeople. Can you trust us? Just check out our Google reviews. Again, this is Carl from Price Right Auto in West O. Check us out at PriceRightAuto.com.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
When it comes to your home or business, we know you have options, and that's why John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning gives you just that. Options. We have plumbing, heating, and cooling memberships to serve all of your residential and commercial needs. We want to ensure you, your family, and your business are safe. Visit our website, jhlincoln.com, to find out more, or call us at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
There's a lot of realtors in Lincoln, but don't get overwhelmed by all the names. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realtor Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate is your go-to option when buying or selling residential and commercial property. Ben's team offers unbeatable customer service and promises to make the buying and selling process as stress-free as possible. Call Ben today at 402-419-6309 for all your real estate needs. Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group at Berkshire Hathaway Ambassador Real Estate. No pressure, just professionalism.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef.
The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Mike Shaver here for Trek CBD. Summer is here, and that means you're having garage parties with neighbors, hitting the golf course and the pool. The drink of this summer isn't your typical seltzer. It's drinkable Delta 8. Yep, Trek CBD has drinkable Delta 8 seltzers with mango and lime flavors for 4-packs, 12-packs, coming in a variety of mango, watermelon, lime, and berry. They also have hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups to put in your beverages, and as always, the excellent Delta 8 gummies. Trek CBD at 84th and Andermatt and TrekCBD.com. Trek CBD, CBD done right.
Beatrice Bakery. They ship cakes all over the country. True story. But take a look inside their shop and you'd have no idea. This is a Nebraska product through and through. Not some massive production plant. Local people making delicious cake just for you. So go see them in their new storefront location in downtown Beatrice. Grab some grandma's fruit cake, some chocolate rum cake, or my favorite, the turtle nut cake. And say hi to Rick and the crew. Beatrice Bakery. Online at BeatriceBakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Yo, it's the captain, Rashawn Jackson. Join me this Wednesday at Wingstop at 50th and O Street from 11 to 2 for Husker Sports Talk and, most importantly, wings. That's Wednesday at Wingstop at 50th and O Street, the official sponsor of the captain. Order wings ahead at wingstop.com. See you there.
Empire Fence and Netting in Waverly is now hiring for several positions. They're looking for a fence installer for both commercial and residential, for local projects, and ones that require travel. They also have openings for operators, dirt work, welding positions, and applicants with CDLs are very desirable. If you're looking for a locally operated business that provides excellent work for customers and great benefits and care for its employees, email info@empire-fence.com or give them a call at 402-682-7658. Empire Fence and Netting.
Hey, it's Nicklin Hames from Nebraska Volleyball. I hate wasting time in practice, and I want to help you stop wasting your time when you're looking for an electrician. High Electric has been serving the area for over 30 years for both residential and commercial properties. They are experts in everything like remodeling, new additions, hot tub installation, and more. And they take jobs from Beatrice to Omaha and all towns, big or small, in between. Call them today at 402-466-6606 or learn more at high-electric.com.
This
I'm not on drugs. I'm not drunk.
is Early Break with Sip and Jay, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
"18 days away from kickoff in Dublin." I'm sure our next guest can already taste the Guinness pints he'll consume up there in Ireland. Robin Washington of On3.com. Good morning, Robin. Can you already taste the Guinness pints, Robin, or not?
Well, we've already got a list of confirmed pubs and establishments that we're definitely going to check out. So the itinerary set. It's just a matter of which place stands out above the rest. But there's some like one of my favorite things is the names of bars over there, like the Horse Show House, Buskers Bar, Go Gardies, the All Dubliner, like the most Irish names you could possibly think of. So I'm just that has piqued my interest.
When you say we have a list, who is this we? Who's we?
The On3 administration has compiled a list to make sure that the employees make the most of their time in Ireland.
Important things there. All the important
why am I not involved in these decisions?
You're just going to go where they take you.
It's above your pay grade.
Yeah. You're just going to go where they take you.
Yeah.
Rob, we were just talking about last segment. We're curious. It's a simple question, but it's pretty loaded. How confident are you, Robin, in Nebraska's ability to stop the run this season?
Relatively. Now, here's the issue: is kind of like with last year, they were good enough to stop the run, but they wore down, and so it's kind of a two-part component where I'm confident that this year's defensive front seven will be good enough to be, more than serviceable in terms of slowing down the run. But will they actually get help from an offense that won't force them to be on the field for, 60 plus snaps in a game, especially against the more physical teams in the conference that inevitably will have games break open because they just physically wear down? Will the depth actually be able to step up behind those starters to actually allow them to substitute at positions like inside linebacker? So, I think that it's kind of a several part answer to it, but I think just on the surface level of what we know about the defense so far, yes, I am relatively confident that they will be good enough to stop the run. It's just a matter of will they get enough help around them to be good for over the course of an entire season.
Rob, you were at practice availability on Friday when Frost was really pretty interesting. And one of the things he said, and you were standing there when he said it, was that the starting quarterback job is Casey's to lose. It's his job. It's Casey's job to lose. Did that strike you at the time as the most definitive thing Frost has said about that situation?
Yeah, by far. Usually he likes to play the game where the competition is open and, it's not going to be decided until right before the game. Other coaches like Mark Whipple had pretty clear about where things stood. So it wasn't a total surprise what he said. The surprising thing was that it was Frost who said it, that he was actually willing to go ahead and pull back the curtain and admit what everybody already knows, and say that Casey's the clear front runner right now. So I think that was the surprise, that, this is kind of a different page in Frost's fall camp playbook, to actually, admit something that everybody's already speculating is happening, and kind of going forward where, a lot of times he publicly would try to, keep that thing, keep people guessing on it as long as possible. So yeah, it was a bit of a change of course for Frost.
Speaking of changes of course, Frost on Friday talked about who's running the offense. His quote, "Whips in control. He's running it," which was a slight variation, Rob, from Big Ten Media Days when Frost said it's going to be a collaboration. I'm not divorcing myself from it. It's pretty notable. What was your reaction to Frost on Friday saying, "Whips in control. He's running it"?
Yeah, again, like you said, it was a much different tune than what he was saying out in Indianapolis, where it was almost like he was getting annoyed with the notion that he wasn't going to be heavily involved in the offense, and that it was not just going to be Whipple, it was going to be him kind of overseeing some new ideas. So for him to say that, again, it's kind of what everybody had already speculated on, but Frost actually decided to go ahead and confirm it, to where he kind of laid out the dynamics of that staff right now, to where Mark Whipple really is holding the keys to the car. And I'm sure it's not to say that Frost isn't involved and is very much overseeing a lot of what's going on, but this offense is now Mark Whipple's show. And again, the surprising part about it is that Frost openly admitted it, especially when just a couple weeks ago he almost seemed offended at the idea that he wasn't still pushing all the buttons on that side of the ball.
Join Robin Washington. Robin, I'm curious, the Northwestern game, 18 days away from right now. Nebraska blew them out last season, 56-7, but this game usually is tight one way or the other. Are you expecting, I think Nebraska is a 12 to 12.5 point favorite, but are you expecting a tight and uncomfortable game in Dublin, or a comfortable Nebraska win?
I would be right now more surprised in a lopsided victory, or I guess lopsided score either way. And it's not just about the teams, it's about all the variables involved here, where there's just so many unknowns about how each team is going to handle that type of international trip and being overseas for an entire week, and all that goes with that. It's just hard to predict how guys are going to respond to that dramatic of a change in routine. So usually I just going off, a lot of the NFL games in London, things are sloppy. The field's different. Everything's just different over there. So, to think that some team's going to be clicking at a high level right out of the gate in week 0, playing in a completely different country, I think that might be, a bit, over. So I would expect it to be kind of just a rough game on both sides, and inherently will make it a close game until some team finally kind of gets things figured out as the game gets underway.
Here's a hard question, Rob. Who's going to be the number 1 running back in Dublin?
Well, Anthony Grant is certainly making his case. I think Ramir Johnson is very much going to be in that conversation, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if he's the first running back out there. But I could still see Anthony Grant, starter or not, getting the lion's share of the workload at that running back spot. So it's going to be one of those two, but I think either way, Grant will be the primary running back as the game goes along, starter or not.
I agree.
Last thing defensively, Robin. Yesterday, Nebraska at like 5:30 at night adds a cornerback or defensive back, Brandon Moore. They said there's 3 guys playing with the ones in the scrimmage on Saturday with Tommy Hill, Quentin Newsom, and Braxton Clark. They add a defensive back who has played with UCF. He's a 6-year guy. Any reason why they added him? What do you believe is behind this, Robin?
Well, the connections obviously through Travis Fisher, the relationship they had when going all the way back to the 2018 cycle. And so Moore's coming here as a walk-on. He's not a scholarship guy. Maybe they're thinking that, if nothing else, he can provide him a little bit more depth. And, who knows where he is. But he got an injury extension. So basically, like, his career was extended by a year through the NCAA due to injury. So that's why he was kind of looking for a school this late in the process. And again, it goes back to that relationship with Travis Fisher. And, we'll see. It's hard to know what, if anything, Nebraska is going to get out of him, especially just with the timing of all this. But, he's a veteran guy who's been around college programs for a long time now. And if nothing else, can give you a little bit of experience and depth at a position that has had quite a bit of turnover this year.
Robin, always good stuff. Thank you for the time. We will chat with you again next week.
Sounds good, guys.
I'll chat with you at 10 a.m.
Yeah, we'll definitely do some
good
chatting.
Plug there. Robin Wash at on3.com.
Yeah, on on3.com on the Nebraska site, we do a live chat at 10 a.m., which
you were
overslept
participant in every time, right on time.
I'll be there today.
Never been late before.
I'll be there today. Stop.
Maybe I should chime in.
Yeah, that would be great. That would be great.
Yeah,
What would your handle be? Orange Man?
No, no, not be Orange Man.
Would it be Drive Chunker?
Chunked Drives chimes in.
Drive Chunker.
Yeah.
You chunk any yet last night?
No.
You chunk any?
Oh, I did I chunked a gap wedge off the tee.
Did you?
I just made a birdie. I was even par.
Mm-hmm. Why were you using a gap wedge?
Because it was a 130-yard hole.
Okay.
Par 3. Easy
chunk
hole.
it?
I just pulled it left into the crap. Just bladed it. Made a 5, and that was the rest is history. Shot 2 over last night. It's unfortunate. Let's play the game. You'll give us a call right now at 464-5685. Your chance to win a business box of bagels to Bagels and Joe. Once again, you lost yesterday. So it's on a little bit of a rough stretch here for you.
Yeah, I got it locked in.
All right. So we just had the Pro Football Hall of Fame game last week. So because it's honoring the Pro Football Hall of Fame members. So how about some all-time Pro Football Hall of Famer colleges? What schools did the greats go to?
Got it.
Got it?
Got it.
Got it. 464-5685. Shut Up Simple starts right now.
We've all been there. You're listening to the radio, and then that rage starts to grow inside of you. It starts to consume you. It gets to a point where you just want to yell, "Shut up, Sipple!" No, sorry. I'm sorry. Well, here's your chance. It's time to shut up, Sipple. Call now to play. 464-5685. Shut up, Sipple. Brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
The lines are jacked today. The people want bagels. They think you're struggling, so the bagels appear to be easy. No, don't give them away, Sip. Fight for them. Fight for them today. Fight for the bagels.
I'm gonna fight.
Now,
Look who's on the line
I'm
here.
going to give you guys a hint. These are all pretty recent Hall of Famers
Oh,
here.
I would prefer that they're like Larry Zonka.
You know his college?
Syracuse.
That's correct.
Yes.
Dolphins great Larry Zonka. Okay. Tater, how do you feel about Pro Football Hall of Famer colleges?
Well, we'll see what happens.
Well,
Yeah.
that is what will happen.
Tater, I'm on a bit of a losing trend, and I need to get off of it. Let's go.
See how it goes. He doesn't want that to happen, though. He wants to win. Tater, first question goes to you. What school did Hall of Fame defensive end Jason Taylor go to?
Oh, gosh. I can tell you I've never even heard of him.
Oh,
So,
come on. He's a Dolphins great. Played with the Jets. I think he played for Washington for a second, too, maybe.
let's go ahead. I'm just going to take a wild guess here and say USC.
Zip, before you answer this, do you know how much it hurts me to have someone say they'd never heard of Jason Taylor? Yes, it's one of my favorite players of all time.
Yeah, I can see him. I can still see him swooping in off the edge.
Yes.
And getting sacks for the Miami Hurricanes.
That's where we went to school?
Yeah,
Hurricanes?
Hurricanes.
Well, he must have had a different visual back in time. He was an Akron Zip.
Oh, God. Who am I thinking of?
I don't know.
Oh.
That's a shame, though.
That's -1?
Yep. 0 to -1. This is
All
to
right,
get
I
it
get a
back to
0.
all square.
I'm
Sip.
not giving in.
What school did Hall of Fame cornerback Ty Law go to?
Ooh. Ty Law. I just have a list of teams in front of me. Ty Law?
Yes. What school did Ty Law attend?
Ty Law?
That's the name? 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3.
I'll say Miami.
Just guessed Miami twice. It's been incorrect twice. Tater, do you want Ty Law or not?
I'm going to pass on him.
That'd be the Michigan Wolverines for Ty Law.
How do I not know that?
Tater, this is for the win.
This is embarrassing.
It's 0 to -1. Last question. What school did Hall of Fame defensive back Champ Bailey go to?
I know that one, Tater.
Well, you say you know a lot, and I know you sometimes still get it wrong.
He just did a second ago, didn't he? Any
Okay.
guesses, Tater?
I'm going to go ahead and say he was with the team that won the national championship last year and go with the Georgia Bulldogs.
Oh, God almighty.
And the skid continues for Sip and Shut Up Sipple. Georgia is correct. Congrats, Tater. We'll get your bagels. Thanks for calling in and calling down the road. Nice
Hey, hey, Sip.
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and just shut up today, okay?
I like that one. It's a good take.
No, I love you guys.
Yeah.
You have a good day.
Great job. Wow. That was good.
That's a good
That
way
was
to
one of
say
the
it.
better
Why don't you go ahead and shut up?
Yeah,
over
why
there?
don't you just go ahead and shut up. Man.
Last question.
Yeah.
What school did Hall of Fame linebacker Brian Urlacher go to?
God. Utah. Where the hell did he go?
You are on a board. It borders that state.
Utah
New
State?
Mexico.
Oh, New Mexico.
All right, let's do one last one for the hell of it. This is already
Right.
painful for you.
Yeah.
All right, Randy Moss,
Okay.
Hall of Famer, played 14 NFL seasons. How many rushing attempts did he have in his career? So Hall of Fame receiver.
Wait a second. So he played at Marshall.
That doesn't matter.
I
I said NFL.
So in the NFL, how many rushing attempts?
As a Hall of Fame receiver.
In how many seasons?
14.
Oh, man. I say 5.
I mean, it's not horrible. 25.
Okay.
It's fast, you know. They might have ran some
Run him on
reverses
the
with
right.
them.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't run him too much on the reverse though. That's your franchise. That's your
They ran
franchise.
Percy Harvin a lot. I guess he got hurt.
He's a
so-
little different kind of player.
Yeah,
than
he
Randy
is.
Moss.
Right, I know. but in your defense, it didn't help out.
Percy
He got
Harvin
concussion problems.
Percy Harvin looks like a running back. Randy Moss doesn't look like anything like a running back.
He's a gazelle.
Yeah, he's a gazelle. I mean, Xavier Betts didn't look like a running back either, but they found ways to run him.
Well, congrats to Tater. You're now 0-2 on the week once again. I don't even know what to say anymore.
Well, thank you for everybody. The lines were jacked on Tuesday. On Monday, we got to figure out something on Monday how to rustle
People
up
are
more
just,
calls.
they're just still woozy from the weekend.
But that's on us. I think we got to during the show.
People are texting and viewing it. They just don't want to call and take you down in trivia.
I think I have a remedy for it, but we'll talk about that off the air.
The spillovers next on Early Break on the Ticket.
Join Planet Fitness now and get the PF Black Card for zero enrollment and $24.99 a month. You'll enjoy an upgraded experience with tons of perks.
Like access to more than 2,000 locations worldwide?
Yep.
And massage chairs?
Yes.
Can I bring a friend every time?
Sure.
Can my friend be a horse?
Nay. Sorry. Get the PF Black Card and feel fit-tacular. Zero enrollment, $24.99 a month.
Hurry, this zero down deal ends August 10th.
See Club for details.
Local broadcasters make a difference in their communities every day. You can learn more about becoming a broadcaster by attending the Lincoln Area Broadcasters Career Fair with 93.7 The Ticket on Tuesday, August 9th at the Embassy Suites in Lincoln. Learn more about the numerous exciting jobs in broadcasting available right now here in town, on the air and behind the scenes. Bring your resume and be ready to apply. Visit the 93.7 The Ticket booth at the Lincoln Area Broadcasters Job Fair Tuesday, August 9th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Embassy Suites in Lincoln. We'll see you there.
Mike Shaver here for Trek CBD. Summer is here, and that means you're having garage parties with neighbors, hitting the golf course and the pool. The drink of this summer isn't your typical seltzer. It's drinkable Delta 8. Yep, Trek CBD has drinkable Delta 8 seltzers with mango and lime flavors for 4-packs, 12-packs, coming in a variety of mango, watermelon, lime, and berry. They also have hemp-derived Delta 9 syrups to put in your beverages, and as always, the excellent Delta 8 gummies. Trek CBD at 84th and Andermatt and TrekCBD.com. Trek CBD, CBD done right.
John Henry's Plumbing, heating it.
When it comes to your home or business, we know you have options, and that's why John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning gives you just that. Options. We have plumbing, heating, and cooling memberships to serve all of your residential and commercial needs. We want to ensure you, your family, and your business are safe. Visit our website, jhlincoln.com, to find out more or call us at
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
The dog days of summer are here. Is your yard in need of a touch-up as we head into the fall season? August, September, and October are the months for aeration, and Penner Sprinkler and Lawn is the place to call to get the job done right. If you're noticing any issues with your sprinkler system through the hot summer months, they're always a call away, and they're already scheduling installs for sprinkler systems for next year and all other lawn care needs. Call Penner Sprinkler and Lawn today at 402-413-1215.
Beatrice Bakery. They ship cakes all over the country. True story. But take a look inside their shop and you'd have no idea. This is a Nebraska product through and through. Not some massive production plant. Local people making delicious cake just for you. So go see them in their new storefront location in downtown Beatrice. Grab some grandma's fruit cake, some chocolate rum cake, or my favorite, the turtle nut cake. And say hi to Rick and the crew. Beatrice Bakery. Online at beatricebakery.com. Welcome to our world of yum.
Hello, everybody. I'm Charlie Stone, and joining me in just a moment is Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. But before I bring Andy on, I need to tell you about something that really got my attention. Just the other day, I saw on television Andy announcing that in the last 50 years, they had sold and serviced close to 100,000 vehicles.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, actually, the number would be a lot higher if we add in how many repeat customers we have for service and that come back to buy cars from us over and over and over again.
Now, Andy, tell everybody about your special offer.
Well, as most people know, always trade for vehicles, but now we're offering for people to come in and sell us their cars. We're ready to buy, bring it on in, whether it's a year old or a few years old, and we'll pay them cash that same day. It'll be hassle-free, and we'll do it the Honda of Lincoln way.
Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of buying cars, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This
Anybody who knows me knows I was cocky out of the womb.
is Early Break with Sip and Jake, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It is time for the spillover with DP and Jay Foreman. Just saw some news on Twitter that Roquan Smith of the Bears has requested a trade. Like his game? He's a pretty good player.
He got a real good game. He probably is requesting a trade because he wants a new contract. He wants to get re-up.
Think he'll get it?
Somebody will pay him.
Somebody will get it. They get pay him. The Bears don't.
Will the Bears pay him?
Well, they haven't up to now.
He's been good. Why would they want to?
He's been good
Because
He's
they're the
been a
Bears.
Pro Bowler.
They're the Bears.
Yeah. The thing is that they still, I think they still have Danny Trevathan, who's older and very, very undersized.
Yeah.
And Roquan Smith is a first round pick, which is idiotic in itself. Like,
he's a top 10 pick.
He's a top 10 pick. He's came in and produced. He's available, so his availability is one of the best to be the best ability to have. Good on, good off the field, good locker room guy, very strong. I mean, a guy that you want to kind of build around, and you're not re-upping him. But they also Robert Quinn as well.
Has he been practicing?
Yeah, has Smith been in practice? I don't know for sure.
I don't know. I don't really follow the Bears, but Robert Quinn's, who was second in the league in sacks with like 18 or something. His contract.
That's the kind of crap I wouldn't want going on if I was a head coach. What are you doing? We're in camp.
It's not an uncommon thing in the NFL to have holdouts.
They're doing business. They're doing business.
Right.
The guys at that level, coaches know to stay out of it. That's the worst thing you could do as a coach is dip into it.
Well, I wouldn't dip into it, but I wouldn't like it. You're trying to win. You're trying to get ready for the opener, and you got a guy requesting a trade. I guess that's the way you do it.
That's happened. That happens.
Well, I wouldn't like it.
Well,
I wouldn't. I don't care when it happens or how often it happens. I'd never like it.
And nobody likes it.
You think the coach likes that?
You think the player likes it?
No.
I mean, do you think the player?
Listen to Coach Sipple over here.
Right.
I don't like this man.
Hey,
I mean,
I don't know what the rules are, but doggone it, I don't like it.
Right. Yeah. How dare you get the money that you're paid for after I'm getting paid?
Settle it. Get that done before camp.
Well, then you need to take that up to your boss, who would be the GM and the owner.
Hey, buddy.
Don't
That's
get
what
mad
I would do over bourbon. Hey, man, get me my linebacker.
I
mean, wouldn't the conversation be?
I would say to my GM, I don't want this happening during camp.
Yeah, let's get it all done. Let's
look at him go.
I know. I like that. I'd like to have you as a head coach.
Firecracker.
Get all the nonsense.
Well, why do you want that crap to happen while you're trying to get ready for a game?
Hey, I feel you.
Get him. No, I don't think you do.
Get him, Sipple.
You have to defend Roquan. I mean, get it done before.
But
it's not his to do.
But it's not his. He has nothing to do with it.
Get the GM involved then.
I think he's talked to him.
I think his agent has probably called.
I'm pretty sure
his agent's been calling. They've kind of been like snowballing, and then here you are.
He says, we play a game of chicken. And
there's not a player that doesn't want to get paid.
Oh, I get
There's
that.
not a player that doesn't want to. He does not want to be in camp. He'd rather be in camp right now.
Okay.
There's a lot of players that probably want to get paid and stay home, and we've seen it in different sports.
Mm-hmm.
There's 99.9% of the players would rather be there and get paid whatever their value is.
Oh yeah, I got to ask you guys about something. My favorite player in the NBA is Kevin Durant. But why I heard on the radio that he said that Nash needs to go.
And the GM. Yeah. He went and met with the owner.
I still he's still my favorite player, but I'm just shocked by stuff like that.
He's just been
That's
weird.
business.
He's weird.
He's the same guy that said, I need Steve Nash, though.
Yeah.
Now it doesn't work out for him.
It was Nash that bad.
I think the best part of that whole Brooklyn Nets kind of deal is they leapfrog.
God, Nash was that bad.
They leapfrogged known entities and coaches and said that Steve Nash had, I don't know what he did with Golden State. He just was like skill development.
Yeah.
He had a great relationship with Kevin Durant.
Right.
X, Y, and Z. That's who Kevin Durant and Kyrie wanted. Then all of a sudden, James Harden was upset that Kyrie wasn't showing up to work, so they got rid of Harden. They brought in Ben Simmons, and I guess they had a team text message, chain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The whole team is asking Ben Simmons because he was supposed to play in the playoffs, Game 4. No reply to Ben Simmons. Next thing they got was Ben Simmons left the chat, never played. So now you got egg on your face because it's the guy that Kevin Durant signed off on to get, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's supposed to be the two-way player and all this other stuff, and so now, the asking price for him is definitely steeper than Rudy Gobert, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got to think Spider Mitchell isn't officially been traded, obviously, to the Knicks. So who's going to give up 8 first-round picks? I mean, if Rudy Gobert is getting 4, Kevin Durant, I mean, I'm asking for 8, right? Or I'm getting some sort of all-star or ascending player back. Nobody's willing to give it up. And Kevin Durant, like, for instance, won't, I wouldn't even say humble himself, but won't get out of his own way and say, go to play to LA with LeBron. Like, if you just said, okay, we're gonna ship Russell Westbrook to Brooklyn and whoever else, and say KD would be, this is a hypothetical weird scenario. He won't do that. So now you have no choices. Now he comes back to the owner and is like, okay, well, me or the GM or in the head coach. So for instance, really what's going to happen is he'll end up being on Brooklyn and probably until the trade deadline.
Yeah.
They all deserve each other.
And Ben Simmons still will not play.
They do.
Ben Simmons still will not play.
Well, but you first of all, as you said, Coach Sipple.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
I like this, Coach Sipple. I'd like to see a press conference with Sipple.
Durant needs to handle his business, his job. Do your job. Then it's Steve Nash, do your job.
Mm-hmm.
GM, do your job. And who's the community says, well, you gotta take care of your star player. Well, if Durant's your star player, and this is how this is being handled, it's a mishap. It's a mishandle across the board.
Mm-hmm.
And Kevin Durant's wrong. Nash is wrong. GM's wrong. Owner's wrong. Everybody got in a boat with one goal, which was win the NBA championship.
Didn't
Didn't
come close.
And then when it didn't happen, nobody wants, like, Durant's not accepting responsibility. Nash is not accepting responsibility. Ben Simmons, Kyrie, nobody on that team has said, I'm wrong. I'll get it right.
You're right.
Well, Nash has said that there's things that he'd like to change. I don't think
change is not get better at.
Well, I mean, changing it. Well, yeah, it is. He's going to change the way that he's going to try to coach. But to his defense, the guy that was leading this ship before Durant was Kyrie. Because Kyrie was there before Durant.
Yeah.
So this was already in motion a year or two before, because I forget who was on one of the the podcasts. So they were talking about Kyrie and Kevin Durant had sat down and already decided they were going to go to the Knicks.
They talked at the All-Star game.
And then Dolan kind of talked himself out of having 2 marquee guys. So we'll just go across the river to Brooklyn. So that's the guy. Kyrie is the guy leading your ship. Okay. You jumped on board with him and you built that Viking ship, but you forgot that the hull of the ship.
Oh boy.
Only had one plywood. You needed about
That's
4
a Gary Williams quote of all quotes. He said, "You got to be careful who you hitch your cart to."
Right.
Gary Williams.
Barely. It can be it better be a stud, but be careful it's not a donkey.
You'll
end up on the side of the road with no explanation of how you got
that. Crosses lines too. You see coaches in the NFL sink or swim based on who their quarterback is. And GMs as well. Yep. I mean, you got to think there's guys okay, me and him always talk about Charlie Casserly. When Bobby Greer told me why they drafted David Carr, I can never look at Charlie Casserly again.
Tell us why. What was the reason?
Essentially, well, Julius Peppers went too.
Yeah,
that was the pick in the room.
Hold on, that's the pick in the room. If there's 12 guys in there, okay.
So if you know nothing about football,
okay, Bobby Greer is as established as Charlie Casserly, right? Everybody else, from Dom Capers, Charlie Casserly, the scouts, everybody. It's Julius Peppers. One guy said, you know what, we're going to pick David Carr, who obviously he was the GM, had the owner's ear. Casserly. And then we're going to pick David Carr, which nothing against David Carr, because I do think if David Carr went to another team, he would have had a more successful NFL career. But it just came down to he's a good-looking white dude, had a family, and that's what they want to represent their organization. And Julius Peppers had dreads. That's a quote, unquote.
Oh, no.
So now, hold on. Now, conversely, there's the reason why they picked Mario Williams, because they figured they can't mess it up twice. Well, they picked Mario Williams and forgot to pick Reggie Bush. So either way, you started off the wrong way. So you talk about hitching your wagon.
What the hell?
People sometimes make decisions for no reason.
Charlie Casserly is a great example that being in the room does not mean it wears off and carries with you. Right? That because you were you watched Bobby Beathard be a magician at evaluating talent and not exactly following the trend. Bobby Beathard had different eyes than everybody else. Casserly, who they got, Casserly was sleeping in his car in a parking lot with Washington. Like he
but you gotta respect that. He earned
his
way
place
up there.
into
I mean,
it.
for real though.
But he was never pre-wired to be in charge of decision making. And there's a huge difference.
My grandma used to be so mad at him when Heath Schuler used to be playing. Oh my gosh! See here, Bobby Beathard had an eye for the odd guy, second, third, not even second, third, fourth, back when they had 10 rounds, right? Like, oh man, I got this diamond in the rough, Jake, nobody's seen. Bobby Beathard would be off into like Emporia State on the way to Kansas State, and see a guy like, in a couple years, we can get him in the 10th round, a couple years into like the Clint Didiers and guys like that, right? Warren's the tight ends, guys that can play in their system effectively. But Charlie Casserly would take that type of mindset and go pay Big Daddy Wilkinson and Sean Gilbert so much money
back to back.
You know what I mean? Or pick Heath Schuler, an option quarterback. Say we're going to turn him into a drop back.
Is Casserly still around?
He's on the NFL
he's
Network.
Haunting somebody.
Oh, is he on the NFL Network?
Right.
He's on
TV.
He's critiquing everybody's draft. Or something like, but here's the deal though. Here's how things don't change.
That's awesome.
Hold on,
it's a great country.
Hey, here's how things don't change.
Okay,
the Arizona Cardinals coach got his job because he was so-called associated with Sean McVay.
Yeah,
they had coffee in the airport when it
Cliff
comes
Kingsbury.
But you didn't find out they only had coffee in a layover until he already was hired. So now you already lock in step with him, and now you remember.
I want to go have coffee with Sean McVay.
But here you are as Arizona Cardinals fans who are. My mom she's a Raider fan now, but Cardinals when she was there. She's still a Cardinals fan, but she would. And my brother was down there. They talk about the clock management issues and stuff like that. Well, he was a tight. He just got let go at Texas Tech, which he played there, and I get it. He didn't win, and he put up great numbers. But then he was a tight end coach at USC, just hired as a tight end coach at USC.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe on the way to USC, he saw McVay and said, hey, man, how you doing? What kind of coffee you like? Oh, you want a little cream? Oh, congratulations on your job. Boom. Have a safe flight. Next thing you know, agent calls and says, hey, man, you just talked to Sean McVay. This is the hottest dude. Hey, I'm putting this on your resume. Mm-hmm. These dummies down here in Phoenix, they'll hire you. And they hired him. And then you're wondering why.
They fade late in the year. Fade every year. He was fading at Texas Tech.
Right.
Those Texas Tech teams
for
faded.
6 games. That's it.
He's a great fade.
So I mean, it's
great fade.
At the end of the day, it's Kevin. It's business, and there's one rule I would tell you this is that and I saw this because they interviewed Nick Chubb about their backup running back, who's probably hopefully Buffalo trades for him. That you always go to bat for your teammate when it's business time, and you never really talk about it because you don't ever mess with another man's pockets. Because in the NFL, you know how you have a short window to get paid, and you got to be there for each other because very quickly you could be on the outside looking in, and you want to make sure the guys that take care of you as well.
Quickly.
Speaking of getting paid.
Oh, here we go, Jake.
Yesterday,
Here we go.
you heard last night that the Big Ten has entered into contract with NBC and CBS in terms of carrying their games. ESPN no longer in the equation as of immediately
NBC,
for that. So CBS is currently paying the SEC $55 million a year for media rights. They're going to pay the Big Ten $350 million for the rights. Yes. So right now, SEC getting $55 million. The Big Ten will be getting $350 million.
So what do you think the SEC is going to get from ESPN?
Yeah,
$500 million.
A lot.
Yeah.
Well, LA matters.
Yeah, that helps.
LA matters.
LA matters.
They got the two biggest profile schools out of there.
LA matters.
You could have got Oregon. Oregon might have been cherry on the top.
As much as people want to hate on the dude, Kevin Warren pulled a baller move. It is a total baller move. And everybody gets paid. Like I would expect that not only the regions and the chancellors got together, everybody popped champagne. Everybody got their own bottle.
The envelopes just got a little thicker.
Oh, there's champagne.
Hey, honey. Hey, we went from coach. We up to first class now, baby.
Champagne baths for everybody.
Private plane.
Yeah.
Well, they're already private.
Yeah, private.
More private.
They're already
they're not. They're going from
Extra
a 6-seater. They're going to 12. They're getting the big
popping more champagne.
As the Ohio players saying, for the love of money.
Yeah. It's
everybody got paid. Everybody gets paid. And listen, when they start changing the play-by-play pairings, like the broadcast pairings,
everybody's in a
right. Because now everybody will become a Big Ten expert. Guess what?
Yeah.
Oh, there's some dudes that are coming. Like, wait a minute, let me find out.
Everybody loves Lincoln. Everybody loves Lincoln now. You'll see more guys up there doing Rutgers games than ever. They have no problem doing Rutgers anymore.
How that wall
send me to Piscataway. Send me there. I want to do the game.
USC versus Rutgers on your national TV programming.
This is CBS. This is the game of the day.
In Piscataway.
They will be talking about Greg Schiano and all the great work he's done, and Rutgers will be 4-2. It'll be the game of the week. And don't let Rutgers upset you one time. It'll be over.
They're going to be like the games. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be fantastic just to watch how money moves everybody. I've asked since the day I got here, what's priority one? And every time I think it's student athlete or fan experience or
winning.
Nope. Cash.
We're making more money.
Straight cash.
Yeah, that's an interesting conveation.
Straight cash.
Why do you like the Big Ten? Because we're making so much money.
Straight cash.
But can't you win and get paid?
Yeah.
I figure if you win, you get more money. I got more demand.
Ohio State does that, but who else?
I got more money. I got more money, right?
Like
Ohio State.
Well, okay, but you don't even have to maybe be to that.
Michigan did it.
Yeah,
Michigan State, but I'm just. I mean, you would like to if Nebraska starts to win.
Pops 11 wins like Michigan State.
You know who's on the marquee though, right?
Yeah.
Like CBS put it on the marquee. CBS is like, we just got, and they wanted to say, well, we got Ohio State versus USC. But hey, no, we got Big Ten football.
Right.
This ain't got to do with Rutgers,
right.
Maryland, Michigan, nothing. Like, well, they'll love having Michigan State during basketball season, but they don't care. This is how about Ohio State, and they get the game of the year because Ohio State and Michigan is the game of the year,
yeah.
right? And now you've got some interesting pairings, and they just
and the coaches and the quirky coaches. But I still think if Nebraska somehow could be consistently, let's just say 7 to 10, that $350 million a year, there's actually they got everybody for a discount because Nebraska will up the profile.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't done that yet. And then if assuming USC, handles their business,
is good.
Then essentially when you look at that 350, say in 5 or 6 years, and everybody's up to where they should be, it's like okay, well, we actually made a good deal as a TV you know, what we're paying for. And what that does is it kind of alleviates the warts of the Rutgers and going to Purdue, like USC at Purdue on a Friday night. You know what I mean? But if you got Nebraska where they're consistently 7 to 10 and doing everything you need to, and USC and say UCLA is say they're 7 to 9, 7 to 10, your profile is up
UCLA
there.
and Nebraska can raise the profile.
We still
of the Big Ten
gotta
quite a
go
bit.
to Piscataway on a Friday night, bro.
But that's what you got to do.
Let's go.
That's
But the thing is,
Feels
you
a little
can't.
torturous.
This is the thing. People have to stop complaining. Like I said, you can't complain about the results that you worked for. You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to play on Friday night? Okay, start winning.
Yeah.
Then you can call and say, you know what, dog, you know, Friday nights just doesn't fit into our like football realm.
Yeah, they're not sending
Yeah.
Ohio State there on a Friday
No
night.
Ohio
right?
State
You get what I'm
Friday
saying?
But would they
get
would
what
they dare send Ohio State there on a Friday
No.
night?
No.
No.
Would they send Michigan there on a Friday?
No.
no.
That's what I'm
No,
saying.
They
There's-
send
there's-
a lowly
there's
team.
a-
Who else gets that?
Illinois gets Friday night.
Well,
games.
yeah, Friday.
The only way
Friday nights
Nebraska
are for the
wants
other
a Friday
people.
night game is if we're playing here, right? Here. So
Okay.
when you start winning,
How would that go?
it
how
go
would that-
very,
how
it
would
go
that
very
go?
well.
Football?
It go very well because people would take a whole bunch of vacation days and they would be starting to get hammered right about.
But what about high school
now.
football? As Jake said,
Well, they would-
That's a factor, DP. They don't like that here. A lot of
Yeah.
people because it interrupts with high
well,
school.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
That was my immediate thought.
That's
Was
most
I
states.
can't
You're right.
see-
That's
Your
every
immediate thought's a
state,
good
though.
That's
thought.
every state. Though.
Should be every
I don't
state
think.
that's
I
a
don't
problem.
think people
Not-
are gonna. I don't think people are gonna be at Seacrest and say, "I'm be at Seacrest and not go to Husker game against Purdue at
But
Friday
it's a
night."
bigger factor here than it is in Piscataway.
Correct,
Yeah.
but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not a deciding factor. Have you seen the state championship? Have you seen the people in state champ? I have more people in a odd home game in high school back in 1994. Than they have at a state championship game.
Yeah, that's true.
And why
So-
is that?
I don't
Why is
know,
that?
And I can't answer that. I don't know.
but you start winning, you can start making some more decisions.
Who's in that club though that doesn't have to go to Piscataway besides Ohio State, Michigan, maybe Wisconsin? Is there anybody else in that club that wouldn't have to go to
But
Piscataway?
Wisconsin
Iowa's
would,
played a
though.
Friday game recently. Iowa's played Friday night.
Yeah,
in
Hey,
West-
they went to
Wisconsin-
Maryland and played.
Yep, that's right. That was
Wisconsin
last
would
year.
go
Last
there.
season.
Iowa went to. They would go there, but would they make them go? There's the question.
The Woodmaker, their head coach, the Woodmaker, he's like, "Oh man, I got an extra day to make some chairs in my garage."
No, I'm
Yeah.
saying would they
Yeah,
send
yeah,
Wisconsin? there?
That's a cover day for him.
Would
Yeah,
they
that's where
send? would
He's
they-
like, "I'm
That's a
sand this
shellacking
thing."
day
Yeah.
for him. He
would the Big Ten send them there?
They had asked them to do them a favor.
Mhm.
They call up Barry, say, "Hey man, we gotta make this look right. We know we always take care of you. Just do us a solid and go beat the brakes off of Rutgers real quick."
That's
Well-
it. There's only 3 that
Right.
they would extend that grace.
Yeah,
to.
I mean, nothing to Maryland, which is like from a traffic standpoint, it's the worst place to do it on a Friday.
Oh yeah,
rush hour.
Oh, that is horrible.
Wow.
You better, instead of getting to the game 2 hours before the game, you got to be there at like 4 hours before the
A
game.
day,
That is
one
awful.
day.
Yeah.
One day
That is
before the game.
awful. That is
You better
awful.
bring, whatever gaming system in there. You guys got 2 hours to play PlayStation. Or whatever.
Illinois. So it's the 3. It really is Maryland for football. It's Rutgers, Maryland, Illinois.
Yeah,
maybe Northwestern.
Maybe.
But Northwestern would be great because they don't get
They don't get
fans
anybody
either.
on Saturday. So
and all the kids that are at Northwestern, they usually probably leave the city and go to their lake homes and wherever. Well, they're still in town. Hey, we were going to leave Saturday morning anyways. Let's go. Have a few beers, walk over and watch Northwestern get the brakes beat off them with that long grass.
Them bottom 4 in football, man, that's tough life.
It is tough.
That's tough.
But
life.
it's only tough if you don't embrace it though. If you
get
embrace it,
off the bottom,
leave the top.
if you embrace the suck, it's not as bad.
I don't want to embrace it. He sucked.
Well,
Oh, because-
hold on, you're a Dolphins fan.
Hey, I haven't
Hello.
embraced. All right.
I mean, who do you think you are?
Shots fired.
I've watched a lot of bad football.
Man down.
Look at Gus. Look at Gus in there. Russ Holstein's kinfolk in there. Look at that, a big old Nebraska man in there.
There
See
it
that,
goes.
Sip?
I hope 2 is okay, Jake. I
We'll
mean,
be fine. Don't worry. We'll be a playoff team.
Do you really hope for him though?
I mean,
Well,
it's
we're fine.
going to be a tough year for Jake. Both back. 2 is back against the wall. Frost back against the wall. A lot of pressure on him.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
2 has got to do it, Jake.
Jake, I'm
Play.
sorry. your hairline will
Get worse.
go
Hey,
up.
It'll be a rough season.
it's getting
Yeah.
bad. It'll get worse. It's fine.
No, I'm just
accepted it.
worried about. I'm worried about your blood pressure. I'm worried about the stress in your life.
Look at him.
That
You can
day,
see the stress eating him
that
up.
day, Brian Flores got fired and all that stuff.
Boy, he was.
Jake left here.
Man,
I had to go home.
We had to put an APB out on him and say, "Listen here, if you driving down O
we
Street,
get a wellness check.
just pull over."
Like, just pull him over. If you see, like,
My
here's
little-
the license plate. just
My
pull him
little
over.
Jake, my little Jake, little Jakey's heart was
Pull
broken.
over. Pull over.
Hey, Sip, Sip. You know the best part was he was rocking his Miami Dolphins colors.
I wasn't. Hey,
Sip,
over on.
he had his chest out and his chest just got deflated. Like
I had the
boom, boom.
Dolphins logo on my shirt.
He came in here strutting, talk about we won 7 in a row. We almost made the playoffs.
I
We're
did.
ready up for next
I
year.
did.
Oops, we're
I
gonna
was-
fire your coach.
You went home, didn't you?
I went home. I could not be here. I had to go home.
Now
for an
listen, the statute of limitations is over. How many drinks did you have?
hour. Oh, at least 7. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, hey,
we worried about you. We really
no ice, no nothing. Just straight,
straight
just straight
Just
whiskey.
straight whiskey.
Right?
He pulled an Ace.
We better get out of here.
Yeah,
Jake.
we got it.
He pulled an Ace Ventura.
Right. Hey, he didn't even pour it. He just took it to the head.
Old school's next. See ya.
He took it to the
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a